this is the very first time in my entire Tupperware career that I'm doing a workshop in the house of the Lord. So I said to Vicki and I said to Linda this morning, I mean, I knew we were going to be here today, but until you arrived and you're like, oh my goodness, I've never done this before, so this is really cool. And then I asked Linda and Vicki to please make sure that I stay on my very, very best behavior. But I promise you we're going to have fun today. Can we do that? Yes? Yes, we're going to have fun today. Cool. We will do quite a bit of laughing, if that's okay with you. Because I'm a firm believer that we learn through laughter, and I think I'm funny. Sometimes I will not be funny, but if you would just give me a courtesy laugh, it really helps with the ego. So at any rate, I'm going to do 3 training segments for you today. And I know Linda said, hope you have a piece of paper. You probably need a pad of paper, right? Especially if you write really large. Yes, that was a joke. Thank you. Courtesy laugh. The faster we do that, the courtesy laugh, I promise you the more exciting today will be. The other thing is, not that this really matters to anybody in the room, but I'm Italian from New Jersey. Yeah, most people won't tell you they're from Jersey. But what that really means is that I'll talk a lot with my hands, and then I'll walk back and forth. So when I'm done here today, I'm probably going to have to replace the carpet. No courtesy laugh on that one. So today what I want to do is the first thing we're going to do is, I really want to just kind of tap into your minds a little bit, and I want to talk to you about the possibilities, and I want to talk to you about this incredible opportunity that we have, and I'm going to share some personal stories about my family, and some other stories that have really touched my heart over the years. As I mentioned, I started in 1999 with Tupperware US and Canada, and I spent 9 years working in the marketing department. And my job, I was like the master of fun. At least I thought. But my job for the company was anything that consultants and managers and directors would earn, whether it was gifts, trips, cars, conferences, all of that fun stuff had to go across my desk. So that was kind of cool. I was like, every week we got to do shopping and find gifts and all this fun stuff. So I did that for 9 years, and then I had a very unique opportunity happen. And this is a true story. This is, well, of course, everything I'm going to say is true today, especially. No pressure. Wow. So. In 2007, seriously, in 2007, Tupperware was lining up an opportunity for me to be the regional for the Northeast region. And we had to find my replacement in the office. So they said, Chris, we're going to have you train your replacement, and we'll put someone in just to kind of hold the region for you, and then you can come up and be the regional start off 2008. And that person was a good friend of mine, still remains a good friend of mine, which is Nicola. Some of you might remember him. And Nicola was like running the region for like two months. And then they were like, Chris, he's really doing well up there. We don't want to disturb. But I was like, oh no, by all means, I'll take the next opportunity. So I can't believe I'm telling you this story. So I'm sitting in my office, and my boss and the woman who was vice president of human resources walked into my office, and they shut the door. And immediately, like I'm looking at my boss and she's smiling. This is May E, so I know some of you know May E. And May E is smiling. I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting fired. And she's getting pleasure out of this. Like, she's excited. And they sit down in front of me at my desk, and I'm thinking to myself, who did I offend? What did I do? I mean, the list was long. I can't figure it out, right? And they said, we want to talk to you about the regional position. And I said, oh yeah. And I was like, and they said, we have an opportunity at the beauty business that Tupperware had owned at that time, which was in Dallas, Texas. And I just said, where do I sign? Like, I'm so there, right? Because I knew it would be an opportunity to stay within Tupperware brands. So the reason why I'm sharing this is I spent 8 years in the beauty business. Some of the things I'm going to share with you today are their best business practices that I've adapted to Tupperware language. And And then from there, most recently, I spent the last 2.5 years down under in Australia, with Tupperware, Australia, New Zealand. No, tough job. And when they talk about like kangaroos, yeah, it's the land of the roos down there. I know up here in New York, you'll drive down the highways and periodically you'll see a sleeping deer along the side of the road. Do not wake the sleeping deer. The kangaroos do the same thing in Australia. They just take a nap on the side of the road. It's so wild. I'm like, just move it in a little bit more. It's kind of dangerous where you're at. But anyway, I spent 2.5 years with Tupperware. I went back to the Tupperware side after the beauty business. Spent 2.5 years, Tupperware, Australia, New Zealand. If that is on your bucket list, move it up your bucket list. And you've been there. You've been there. Beautiful country, beautiful people. Yeah, the Aussies are crazy. Okay, so I share all that with you because today we're going to talk about, I'm going to share some of my best business practices, but most importantly for me is how. I've really been on a mission on two things, why and how. Once we know why we're doing what we're doing, the next step is how. How do we do it? And nothing frustrates me more than anything. I don't know about you, but nothing frustrates me more than anything to go to like a workshop and hear about this is what you have to do and do this and qualify when you achieve that. And then you walk out of there and you go, I don't know what to do. Did you ever have that happen? Like you're really excited, like, oh, I just got this meeting, I'm really excited, and you go home and you're like, I don't know what to do. Or you try doing what you've been doing and you don't get the results. And that just creates more frustration. Does that sound? Everybody's like, yeah. All right, so today, your job is anything that you hear me say, and I don't say how to do it, it's on you to raise your hand and say, Chris, how? Because if I skip something and I don't tell you how, teach you how, I shouldn't say tell. I'm not telling anybody anything, I'm teaching today, right? So I teach you how, right, between myself, Vicky, and Linda, our job today is to teach you how. So if you hear us say something and we don't do the how part, and you don't raise your hand, and then you go home, that's on you. All right, that was a courtesy clap again. All right, tough crowd here. All right, so what I want to do is I want to invite you to go on a little journey with me. And because I'm being transparent as I'm doing this, for Vicki and Linda, you keep this presentation. You can do this at other times. And also I'll say for the directors, this is a great training that I'm about to do. You can get the slides from your business leader, and this is something you can do periodically with your team as you're bringing new people into your team. Make sense? So what I want you to do is I want you to take a little journey with me. I want you to think about what if. And what if life was as it's supposed to be? What if we had that peace of mind, that security, and growing up we thought, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be married, we're going to have a family, we're going to have a house with a white picket fence, whatever you thought life was going to be. But the reality is it takes a little bit more to get what we want in life. And before I left the US 3 years ago, when I was working in the beauty business, we pulled a statistic that said the average American household is $500 short a month. The average American household, now this has been over 3 years, so that number may have changed, but it's got to be in that ballpark. The average American household is $500 short a month, which means they rob Peter to pay Paul, or they do that credit card catch-up game they never catch up to, right? Or you do without. And I think about this amazing opportunity that we have, these incredible premium products, brand recognition. I mean, when other people can pick up a plastic container and refer to it as Tupperware even though it isn't, that's brand recognition. Because in their head, that's Tupperware. Even though we know it's not, the quality is nowhere near it, that's okay. I'd much rather people out there be saying they have Tupperware so that people who actually know what it is, like, oh, you've got it, I gotta get it, right? But the reality is, it takes a little bit extra to make ends meet. Does that make sense? Yeah. And you realize that each of us have that extra with our Tupperware business. You can leave here today, go home, and find that an appliance broke, and you need to, repair or replace the appliance, and you can do that with your Tupperware business. If you work in the JOB, you can't go to work tomorrow and say, or go on Monday, you can't say, hey, look, my refrigerator's not working really well, I need about $1,500. Your boss is going to look at you and say, get back to work, right? All right, so, I want you to think about what if, while everyone else was sitting in traffic, going to their job. Does everybody know what a job is? A J-O-B? Yeah, that is just over broke. Just over broke, right? In most cases, not all, in most cases, and not all, right? It's just over broke. And for me, I kind of get passionate about this because I've been there. And I don't think it's fair. If you think about it, what's the trade-off? You trade off 40 hours of your life during the course of a week, and in some cases, probably most cases, doing something you don't enjoy, to be paid just enough to get by. That doesn't sound like a fair trade-off to me, right? Now I'm sharing this from personal experience. I'm the youngest of 4, and my parents did extremely well for us. We had a house, we had clothes, and we had food. And it was actually a nice neighborhood, I guess back in the 60s. Not so nice today, but it was nice. It was nice at one time, I'm sure. But at any rate, my dad had lost his job 3 times. My parents didn't know how they were going to make their mortgage payment of $183 a month to the bank. And Tupperware fell into our family's life. And you'll hear me say this periodically. I didn't realize how poor we were until we were poor no longer. I didn't realize how poor we were until we were poor no longer. We were not poor in love, had a very loving family. We were not poor in as a child growing up, how would I know what poor meant? Right? But it was because of this business. So when I sit here, I think about people who put in 40 hours a week just to be over broke. Like, that's your goal at the end of the week. I want to get to the end of the week, put 40 hours in away from my children so I'm not broke at the end of the week. We got to aim higher than that, right? Yeah. And then I think about this incredible company of ours and what it's done, not only for my family, but for, millions of families around the world. We're in 81 countries, right? We're a $2.5 billion company. Millions of Tupperware consultants in all different walks of life, all different languages. And this is this incredible product, right? So I want you to think about this. What if, while everyone else is sitting in traffic going to their J-O-B, what if you're sitting there sipping coffee, planning your day? What if you're sitting there sipping coffee and planning your day? Now, here's one thing that I'm sure your directors and your managers probably won't tell you. I'll just pick on the directors right now. Here's one thing your directors probably won't tell you, is that sometimes if they're talking to you on the phone during the course of the week, they're still in their pajamas or their active wear from working out, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they didn't take a shower, and there's like no makeup on. Your director won't necessarily tell you that unless they're going to Zoom with you, and then they'll put their face on for a Zoom. But the reason I'm sharing this is because they can do that. They can do that, right? When I'm not on the road working, I work from home. So when I'm working with the business leaders, we Zoom once a week, and then I have a monthly call with each of the business leaders. And previously, that was done by Zoom. I said, no, we're doing that by phone. I don't want them to see that I'm still like in my shorts and my hair's going that way, because I don't want it. Like, if I don't want to, I don't have to. I don't have to get up at 6 something in the morning to get dressed, put my face on, take care of the family, get out the door, get in the car, and drive 45 minutes across town to a J-O-B. Like, I'm not doing all that just to be over broke. And I don't want anybody in this room to be either, right? Or what if that first hug after school came from you? Now, I don't have children that I'm aware of. I am so sorry I just said that. Oh my goodness. Look, I am probably the best uncle to, I don't even know how many I have now, 10, 12 of them. They just keep multiplying, but, and now the older ones are having children, so I'm like a great uncle. This is like really cool. I get to do it all over again. But here's one thing I know about children. They don't stay like this size very long, right? They don't stay this size very long. And there are moments that matter in a child's life. And I think about the parents at your Tupperware parties who go to that J-O-B and pay someone to take care of their children, right? And maybe if they heard about the Tupperware manager opportunity or the Tupperware director opportunity, they'd be able to be there for those moments that matter. I almost think it should kind of be reversed. You should, I mean, if you're running at this business, if there's ever a time to be running at your core business, it's when you got that little 2-year-old attached to your leg, you know? Because those moments that like that, they just grow up so quickly, right? So I stop on this slide and I just think about it, and I'll share a story with you. Just prior to coming back to the US, I think it was in November, I was in Brisbane, Australia. I was doing a workshop with future managers, and one of the I'm going to share 2 stories, and I was in Brisbane on two different sides of that town, or that city, and one of the future managers, she just was so mad because she said she's missing out on this right now. Now, she works at a bakery, she's got to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. And she's working to become a Tupperware manager so she can say to her boss, thank you, but no thanks anymore, and to walk out of that job. So she's building her Tupperware business where she can hold 3 parties, 4 parties a week because she wants to be home with her child who's growing up. Then she furthered this to say, I don't even like my boss. Now she used the word hate, I don't like to use that word, but she just said she was really mad when she was saying this, and she was mad at herself. And she got emotional in front of the rest of the group there, and we were all fine with that, because the point she was making is she realizes every day she's missing out on this to be at a place at 4 o'clock in the morning. Someone puts her child, someone's taking her child to daycare, someone's taking her child, her partner's doing that at home, and she's missing out on those moments of taking her child to school, right? And she could see it coming. And she's like, Chris, I've got to become a Tupperware manager. I want to move up to become a Tupperware director. I want the lifestyle where I can be at home for those moments that matter. And some of you in this room right now might be able to relate to that, right? I'll share another story a little bit later. What if, this is one of the things I love, what if, you looked at your child's smile and you said braces, and then it was like no problem, right? And I think all of you have one of these, right? I think this one's heavy though. Vicky said it was going to be heavy. That's a little heavy. Everybody has one of these? Yeah, what's this? Oh, good answer. All right.
Opportunity bag.
That's an opportunity bag. That's a kit. No, that's an ATM. Does anybody know what an ATM is? What's an ATM? Automated what? Automated teller machine? Are you serious? ATM. You're sure about that? Automated teller machine. I went to one this morning. It's really cool. You put your card in, it's money out of you. Oh my God, it's so cool. Now, what is it again? It is ATM. Is
Tupperware money.
Yeah, you're very close. Anytime money. Anytime money, right? So if you have this kit bag sitting at home, I want to make sure you don't put it in a place where it's put away. I almost want you to put it in a place where you have to kind of like step over it. Oh. Big song. Or is that thunder up there? Oh my goodness, I'm cracking myself up. I want you to think about this as, I want you to think about that as $100, $200, $500, $1,000 just sitting on the floor. And I want you just to step over it. Don't put it in a closet. Or like the Aussies say, put it in the boot of your car. I thought you put your boots in the car? And they're like, no, the boot of the car. I'm like, what is a boot? It's a trunk. They don't know what a trunk is. Boy, I taught them a few things. They taught me a few things, and I can absolutely not say it here. Anyway, so the kit bag, think about that kit bag as your ATM, right? If your kit bag could talk to you right now, like if we were to open up this bag, the Tupperware would, you know what the Tupperware would say to me? Take me with you. Don't leave me at home. It's been 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. Do I hear 4? 4, going once, 4 twice. No, it's not a competition. See how long it's been since we held the Tupperware party? You guys are going the wrong direction in that one. But I want you to think about your kit bag as your ATM, right? So when you see something like this, braces, the refrigerator, appliance goes out, you come home and your child has some sort of school or sporting activity and it costs $150 and you're thinking, and maybe your first reaction is, honey, we don't have it. You're looking at a child and you're trying to explain no, right? I want you to look at your kit bag and have a conversation with, all right, I need $150 this week. Let's go figure it out. Because you can. The person who's going to the JOB, go to work tomorrow and say, hey, my child needs $150, like for the school activity. Can you give me $150 more in pay this week? They're gonna look at you and go, get back to work, right? Because the reality is, for most companies that you work for, the only time you're recognized is when you're late. That's the third time this week. Do we seem to have a problem? It's 9:05, you start at 9. Right? That's not the recognition you want. Everybody who walked through the door here today, what'd you do? You saw a familiar face, you got a hug? Right? Yeah, we recognize everyone at Tupperware. Is this making sense? Yes. So that kit bag of yours, it's your ATM, anytime money. Now, I got that from the beauty business, and one of the business leaders literally made a little ATM. And every time they were doing it, like they were talking about a meeting about how to demonstrate products, and all of a sudden you would just see this fake money spitting out of the ATM, because it was like, you want money in this business? Pick up the phone. You want money in this business? Pick up your kit. You want money in this business? Go out and talk to people. Put two or three products. I don't know about you, but like starting today, my multi-cooker, everybody heard about that today, yes? Yes. Yeah. OMG, right? Oh my goodness. Just had to clarify what the G was for. In case anybody's listening. Does everybody have one of these in your kitchen? Yeah, it comes out of your kitchen as of today, and it goes with you everywhere you go this week. We have 7 days to put this product in front of more people, right? That's like your ATM. I'm doing cooking classes with the Smart Multi-Cooker. I am sharing the opportunity to have people come join my team. I'm helping other people learn how they can benefit from joining our company, and I'm building my team, and I'm working towards becoming a manager, moving up to becoming a director, and I'm getting great gifts along the way from the company for doing so, right? So if you have one of these, don't be really proud of it sitting in your kitchen in a cabinet with the door shut. For the next 7 days, this goes on the front seat of your car and goes with you everywhere you go. Just walk into work with it. Oh, well, we'll make sure we cover that before we're done, right? Should we do it now? All right, yeah, would now be a good time to share with you? I would hate for anybody to be wondering what the Smart Multi-Cooker is all about this week. Well, here's I'll do this really quick, right? So everybody knows, everybody has one of these, yes? You've seen this product demonstrated. If I came into your kitchen and took this away from you, would you be mad at me? You better believe you would be, right? You might give me another piece of Tupperware in its place, but you wouldn't give this product up. So Tupperware just announced this morning that starting today, Saturday the 16th through Friday the 22nd, anybody who decides to join Tupperware, in addition to the current Say Yes offer, which is a small thermal jar, they will get this as an absolutely free gift for saying yes and joining Tupperware this week. That's pretty exciting, yes? Okay, cool. Now, for you, the person who is sharing the opportunity, I think we call you the recruiter. I don't like that word choice. But I'm just going to say, for sharing the opportunity, since you share the opportunity with someone else, for your first person that you share the opportunity with this week from the 16th through the 22nd, you will also get a free Smart Multi-Cooker simply for sharing the opportunity. That's exciting. But because you're an overachiever and you can't control yourself, yes. Yes, so if you are an overachiever, you want one for your kitchen and one for your kit. When you share the opportunity with a second person this week, you, the person who shares the opportunity, the recruiter, you'll also get a second one for your second new consultant that you have joined this week. Pretty cool? Got it? Everything else that's currently going on as far as recruiting, the activation offer, the rest of the recruiting rewards that you can earn, all of that stays in place. From today through Friday the 22nd, every new person who joins gets this as a free bonus added to their kit for saying yes. And for the first and second person that you personally welcome to Tupperware this week, you'll receive one for the first, a second for your second. Make sense? Did I answer that? Okay, my goodness. If you haven't been on Facebook this morning, there's confession out here. Oh my goodness. I hope you're not like me. I wake up in the morning, I don't have my contacts in, so I really can't see past here. And I just like grab my phone and I go on Facebook to see what happened in the last 6 hours, like I'm gonna miss out on something. Anyway, where was I? Okay, ATM, you got it?
Yes.
Anytime money. Anytime money. Do that at your parties, by the way. Do that at your parties, by the way. And when you're holding up some of your Tupperware or whatever, so one of the things I love about being here right now doing a Tupperware party is this is like an ATM for me. Anytime we need extra money for our family, child needs extra money for a sporting activity, I don't have to say no as a parent. I used to. We'd have to say, honey, let's see what we can figure out by the end of the week. Let's see where the bills come in at the end of the month, and then I'll let you know. How do you say that to a 7-year-old? Like, they understand what you're saying, right? So before you have that conversation with your child, and before the words no come out of your mouth, go look at your ATM, and then look in the mirror and say, all right, you and me are going to make an extra $150 this week so that we don't say no. If in your heart you don't want to say no, but you just don't know where to find the extra. And I say this with a big hug to all of our consultants, all around the world, quite frankly. Never have that conversation when you have the power of an ATM in your business. The people who don't have the luxury that we do, and the benefit of being a Tupperware consultant, those people that outside of our Tupperware world, we kind of just help them so that they never have to say no again. Get a look at this. One of my early memories as a child, had to be 6 years old, right? Was my mom explaining to me why we couldn't go to McDonald's. What parent wants to sit there? Now, it wasn't for health reasons at that time. I assure you, nobody knew the calorie count in a McFlurry or whatever back then, or a Happy Meal, but it was because we didn't have the extra. Remember, I'm the youngest of 4, so McDonald's was being multiplied by a family of 6. And my mom, I remember her, all I knew was Joey next door, his parents took him to McDonald's, and I would just sit there and say, my mom, but why? And, I mean, I can't apologize to my parents for saying that, because at 6 years of age, what would I know? But today, when I reflect back, and I think to myself, yeah, they just didn't have the extra $10 or $20, whatever it would have cost to feed the family in that manner, right? Imagine that, right? But the ATM came along. And I'll never forget the first time, we used to go to Jubilee all the time as a family. My parents would go to Jubilee, and my brother and sister and I, we'd go be good around the pool. and not hurt each other. But we would have fun poolside and things like that. And we'd always get in the company car, and my parents would drive us 20 some odd hours down to Florida. And I'll never forget the one year where my mom didn't tell us, but she made enough as a manager. She bought us airline tickets. I'll never forget the first time when we stopped over in Philadelphia, left the car, and got on a plane. Because what did she do? She picked up her ATM and did a couple more parties. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you find yourself looking at your child's gap need braces or applying for brakes or whatever it is that's happening today in your family, I want you just to go, you big silly, pick up your kit bag. OMG, it's right there. ATM, let's go make some money. Okay, what if you went to your mailbox and there were never credit card statements there again because you took your ATM and you decided to do 2 more parties a month, and that money goes straight to extra payment on your credit card, not the minimum payment, on top of your minimum payment, and you cut that thing down in 6 months, you cut that down in a year, whatever you have for credit card debt, right? Or what if, as your child's graduating kindergarten, you're already putting money aside for a college fund because you can. I'm not bragging when I say this, but all 4 of us graduated high school. Don't brag about that. Woo, we all got by. My mom used her manager bonus checks. That money always went right to the bank, never to be seen again, never to be touched by the family. Her party profits took care of the weekly. My dad's paycheck took care of the mortgage and household bills. And her manager bonus check for 12 years just went to the bank. To the point when all 4 of us were ready to go to college, she had money for all 4 of our college funds, to be able to put us into college. None of us went to college. Much to her surprise, none of us went to college, so she turned around and she bought herself a big fat house. two-story colonial, had the house built, finished off the basement as her unit meeting room and all that fun stuff, because we outgrew that house on that side of town, and we moved to the other side of town. Because she picked up that kit bag. Does that make sense? Yeah, I just want to make sure you realize the power you have. All right, would you agree that Tupperware has the what ifs Tupperware has the answers to those what ifs in life? Yes? 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 Yes. Start preaching in a second. Oh my goodness. All right. I want you to, for a moment, I want you to imagine life on your terms. And I'm going to ask you, do you believe that you are living life on your terms? Do you ever find yourself lying in bed at night, looking at the ceiling, thinking, is this as good as it gets? And for some of us, it could be like a really great life. And if you're having the best life possible for you and your family, then I applaud you. But if you find yourself lying in bed at night, and you're thinking, this is as good as it can get, and maybe you're on that treadmill of life, where, let me see if I can do this in one breath. All right. As the woman of the house, the mother of the house, you're getting up, you're making sure that the kids are up, the kids are fed, the kids are off to school, partner's out of the house, he's on his way to work, you get dressed, you jump in the car, you drive across town, you do your JOB, you get out of your JOB in the afternoon so that you can beat the school bus home, you get home to get the kids off the school bus, you get the kids in the backyard playing or shoveling snow, you got dinner going in your smart multi-cooker, and dinner's on the table, kids are fed, dishes in the dishwasher, kids doing homework, you're mopping the floor, cleaning the house, doing a load of laundry, and if there's 10 minutes to have a glass of wine and take a deep breath. If there's 10 minutes in the day to have a glass of wine, kick off your shoes after everything's done, and then what you do is you go to bed to wake up and do it all over again. Sound familiar? That, my friends, is the treadmill of life. The ATM, that bag, these incredible products, and your determination could flip that around. Stepping up to a Tupperware manager, stepping beyond and becoming a director. Because you can. You don't have to wait. Your business leader is not saying, oh, you want to be a manager? Well, we got an opening maybe in June, we'll get back to you. No, it's like, you want to do it? Let's do it today, right? You want to be a director? Well, no, we've got 5 directors right now, so we're good. We'll let you know if we have an opening. No. Not on Tupperware, right? Sky's the limit. Make sense? So when I look at this image, I think of my friend Lisa, who I just reached out to yesterday, Facebook message. I have had the pleasure of working with Lisa for 6 years in the beauty business. Lisa lives about 45 minutes north of Los Angeles, school teacher, single mom, when I met her, when she found this business. She found this industry, if you will. It was the beauty side, not the Tupperware side, but same, right? And Lisa grew to becoming a Tupperware director, said thank you and goodbye to the California school system that was underpaying her because she had 2 little ones at home that she didn't want to miss those moments because she had to be at school early. And I think about Lisa because I lived in Los Angeles for a while, and Lisa was one of the closer directors for me to get to. And this image reminds me of Lisa because, it reminds me of California for one, but it reminds me of Lisa because I couldn't catch Lisa in the morning. I could only catch her in the afternoon. Because she would take care of her kids, and then she would take care of herself. She would take care of her kids, get them off to school, and then because she didn't have to go to school to teach, she'd go to Pilates. She would go take care of her mind and her body. And that could be, for some of us, that could be just grabbing a Starbucks without any noise around you and sitting for 15 minutes enjoying a Starbucks in the morning. It doesn't matter how long the time is, but it's time for you, right? So I always knew that if I wanted to catch Lisa, it was in the afternoon for about 3 hours before the kids got off the school bus. And then she would do her parties at night or her unit meeting at night. Make sense? Yeah. So when you look at this image for 1 second, I want you to visualize that that's you. Can you feel the sun kissing your cheeks? Can you smell the ocean breeze? You feel that cool sand between your toes? Yeah. Just for 1 second, I want you to visualize that's you standing on the beach. And by the way, that's Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. Yeah, where are you Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock? You might be at that JOB, right? Right? Lisa gave up the JOB, worked really hard in the evenings, weekends, doing her business in between while her kids were at school, and surpassed her teacher salary so she can go take an hour and go to Pilates. Stop off at Santa Monica Beach because it's there, right? So any of this making sense? Like I'm trying to step inside a little bit. All right, so the question is, do you want more out of life? Yes or yes? I kind of gave you that answer, I'm so sorry. Right? Do you want more out of life? Well, here's what I know. Everyone has a dream. Everyone has a dream. Do you know what your dream is? I'm going to speak to the ladies in the room for a minute. So gentlemen, bear with me. There are a lot of things about women I just don't know. Nope. And I'm a very confident man to go to my grave tomorrow. Please not. Tomorrow. It's so funny, I'm killing myself. Somebody has got to record this because if I tell people I was doing this in the church, okay, cool, yeah. Okay, cool. What was I saying?
It is recording.
Oh, we're recording. Great, now I got more pressure on me. It's all good. What was I saying? Oh, everyone has a dream. There's things about women I just don't know, right? And I'm happy to have my grave tomorrow, not really, without knowing these things, but there's a few things that I know about women beyond the shadow of a doubt. Oh, you want to know? Would you like to know? Today I'll share 2 or 3 of them with you. Here's one of the things that I know about women beyond a shadow of a doubt. It is in your DNA to nurture. You will take care of the house, you'll take care of the children, you'll go to work, you'll take care of. Some of you were here early taking care of things. It's just in your DNA to nurture. Does that make sense? You all agree? Guys, we just grunt. Right? We don't got that gene, right? But here's the thing. Somewhere, I want you to go back to when you were wild and crazy. Not last night. Who said last night? Shame on me. My goodness. Wow. It was not rude. You don't point at me. You did not just, oh my goodness. I'm going to blush for the 2 of you. Crazy. Are you kidding me? No. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, tonight, I want you to think about this. I want you to dust off a dream. I want you to dust off a dream because I'm going back to what I said about your DNA to nurture. And here's the thing. You had some dreams that you wanted to do, right? And I'm sure, starting a family and doing things like that were probably part of your dreams, but maybe you didn't realize how much of that was going to take up time, so you kind of pushed some of your dreams to the back. Make sense? Tonight, I want you to dust off a dream so that you have a reason why. And I want you to have that dream. I don't care how big or how little it is. It doesn't have to be, that crazy. I'll share a quick story. So when I was a regional in the beauty business, I had the West Coast as my territory, which covered Las Vegas. Please don't judge me. My goodness, this is difficult today. So one of the directors in Las Vegas, Peg Wallace, good friend of mine today, when I met Peg, she was driving a Cadillac as a company car, and she had been in beauty control for like 30 years, whatever, and just running a very, very nice business. And whenever I would meet Peg, I would see her drive around the corner in her blue Cadillac, and we would do the meeting. And one of the times I was in Vegas, I'm waiting for Peg, and I can hear the roar of an engine pulling up, and I look over and there's like this really hot, sexy, can I say that in church? There was this hot Mustang, the roar of the engine, and pulling up, so I kind of looked at the Mustang real quick, and then Peg gets out of the Mustang, I'm like, Peg, where's the Cadillac? She goes, well, the lease was up on that, and it was time to get another company car. And I said, okay, so I'm looking at this professional woman climbing out of a Mustang, Okay. She said, Chris, I always wanted a cherry red Mustang when I was a teenager. And she goes, then I got married, had a kid, and then having a Mustang wasn't practical. So she goes, I'm only going to drive this for 2 years. She goes, at my age, I'm only going to drive this for 2 years. And she says, but it's just, she goes, I put in she goes, I have my playlist, I put my music in, and she goes, and I'm driving up and down the strip in Vegas, or I'm driving around town delivering my products in this Mustang, and she goes, it just feels good. Peg dusted off a dream and used her business to get there. And then she said to me, she goes, Chris, she goes, when I pull up at the light and stop, she goes, guys, look. True story. She goes, unfortunately, they're looking at the car, not me. Anyway, Peg is still in Vegas, and I'm going out there in April. Make it a point to see her. But so I want you to dust off a dream tonight. That was a simple one for Peg. She just jumped a different company car, or took the cash option and got the car she wanted. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, why not? Last time I checked, you only get to do this once. We go around once in life. So, like, tick everything off that list, right? Here's the one thing I know. Every dream begins one party at a time. This cracks me up. I love when I'm on, with my job, I get to go on incentive trips and host the qualifiers. And a couple of years ago, I was sitting there on the beaches of Waikiki in Hawaii with a group of Aussies that I was just getting to meet, right? So I'm kind of like letting them do their talking or whatever, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here in Hawaii. And I'm like, I can't believe you just had the whole Tupperware parties to get here. And then, like, I don't want to oversimplify it. You have to do more. Anytime you're going to earn a trip or you're going to do someplace, you just do more of something you already love to do. Because we love holding Tupperware parties, right? Yes. Do we love it or like it? Love it. Love it or like it? Love it. Do you love them or do you like them? Love. Okay. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But what I want you to do is when you dust off that dream, I want you to realize that it's just a party, or 2 parties, or 3 parties away. Is this making sense? Do you get it? You can't go to your JOB tomorrow and say, yes, I'd like to take my husband to Hawaii, and I'd like you to pay for it.
You might get fired.
And your boss will just laugh. No, they won't fire you because that's good entertainment at work. And then the executive's got to. You should have seen Suki. She came in today saying she wanted us to pay for her to go to Hawaii. Little does she know she's not getting a raise. Okay. It happens, my friends. Do you know what your compelling reason why is? And I'm almost done with this segment for you guys. But here's where I want to stop. Before we're going to talk about how to date parties. We're going to talk about how to share the opportunity. But those are tactical things to do. If you don't have this in front of it, if you don't know why or what you want out of Tupperware, then you just kind of sort of swing at it and go. Or maybe you enjoy being here for other reasons, to connect with people, and that's fine as well, right? But if you're sitting here today saying, I've invested time to be here today, and I want my Tupperware business to take me places, right? Well, the person to your left and to your right, and your business leader, they're not going to do it for you. We'll coach you, we'll guide you, but the bottom line is, you get to pick up your ATM, you get to go out and do it. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. If you don't know what a compelling reason why is, and I put the word compelling up there, compelling means it should evoke an emotion. It should really touch your heart to the point where All right. Share a story with you. 7 years ago, I was in Tucson, Arizona, doing a workshop exactly like this, using that same exact slide. I've been using this presentation for quite a few years now. And I was asking, do you have that compelling reason why? And then I asked, would somebody care to share? And this woman who I've never met before, she raised her hand, and she had already established to the room that she had recently retired and that she was a grandmother. So you can what age bracket she's in, or what stage of life she's at, right? And so I said, do you mind sharing? So she raises her hand, and she said, I want to become a manager so that I can take the extra money and take my grandchildren to Disneyland in California. Now, I got really excited because in my pocket is my annual pass. Well, it's in my backpack, my annual pass to Disney, like I'm a Disney nut. I love Disney, right? So I got really excited, and then when I looked back at her, her face was leaking. her face was leaking, like there was water coming out of her eyes. Now, as a guy, when you see a woman's face leak, right, guys, you instantly think, what did I say? What did I do? How do I get out of this? And then you do one of these things. You start packing up and you look for a door to go, right? Oh, I think it's time to change the oil in the car. I gotta get going here. Yeah. Oh, I gotta water the lawn. You don't have a lawn. You're in Vegas. There's no grass. Anyway, her face started to leak. And in my head, I'm thinking, leave it alone, move on, leave it alone, move on. Out of my mouth, much to my surprise, came these words, do you mind sharing? And I'm like, Chris, you're making this woman cry, now you're gonna make her cry more. She was composing herself. She didn't kick and scream on the floor. She just got caught up in the moment. We've all been there, right? So she said, Chris, what you don't understand is we couldn't afford to take our children. And in that split second, everybody in the room got those goosebumps because they knew her compelling reason why. She said, what you don't understand is we couldn't afford to take our children to Disneyland, and I won't make that mistake twice. And in my head, I saw her as a grandmother walking, holding her grandchildren's hand, going down Main Street. So whatever Disney means to you, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that big. But find that compelling reason why that is a motivator to you. Now, I told you there's a couple things about women I know. Here's number 2. You ready? And guys, you're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. All right. Ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. So quiet. When a woman makes up her mind to do something, get out of her way or get hurt. Can I get an amen? Oh my goodness. I hope whoever's recording this, you take some of these snippets and you just throw them on Facebook. Yeah, good, great. I'm in good hands over here. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. When a woman makes up her mind to do something, get out of her way or get hurt. Yes? 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 Yeah, right? Tell me about it. They say you can't be done. What are you going to do that for? Good luck. Right? And then inside you smile and you go, oh, buddy, you just watch me. Right? I refer to that as a fire in your belly. Not to be confused with indigestion. That is a fire in your belly. Sorry. That's kind of funny. All right. That fire in your belly, I'm going to ask you a serious question. Do you have that fire in your belly right now?
Yes.
Do you have that fire in your belly about your Tupperware business right now? Do you know why you're in Tupperware today? Do you know what Tupperware is going to do for you and your family? Do you have that compelling reason why, no matter how big or how small? I hear a couple of yeses, I see some heads nodding, and then I see some blank expressions. The blank expressions are processing. And that's a good thing. I want you to process. Because when you put your pretty little head on your pillow tonight, I want you to hear my annoying voice in the back of your head saying, what is your compelling reason why? Pick up your ATM and do something with your Tupperware business. Make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. Because we can, right? Because we can. So think about what your compelling reason why is. I'm not going to ask anybody, because after that time, I'd never ask again. I don't have a mop to clean up the leaky faces, so we'll just keep smiling and laughing, right? So think about, what drives you in the business? How would you like to never have a car payment again, right? How would you like to take that car payment money and put it towards something else for you and your family, right? That's a reality in Tupperware. Maybe it's about the bling. Maybe that excites you. Maybe it's a bling thing, and it's all about letting the company give you the jewelry instead of you spending the money, right? Maybe it's about traveling. We've got these incredible wow trips as part of our program when you move up in the career path in Tupperware where, it's Disney or Hawaii, all expenses paid, right? And you might be sitting there saying, oh, that's for them, that's for the other people who do that in my company, that's not me. And I'm going to say, no, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person right now in the room who's thinking, not me. And I'm doing you a favor by saying I'm talking to you, right? Because we believe in you, and there's no magic to doing these things. There's no magic to doing these things, right? What about Hemingway, right? We've got an incredible opportunity to go to Hemingway. We're not going to be going back to Hemingway for a good 3 to 5 years. So if you've never been there and you want to go, this is an easy one to qualify for. And there's still a lot of time left, and thank goodness to our little friend here, the Smart Multi-Cooker, who's going to help you this week bring more people into Tupperware, helping them achieve their dreams. And you might be sitting here saying, well, I don't know about going to Hemingway. If you've never been, you might leave here today saying, I don't know how to get there, but just talk to your business leader, talk to your director, and just say, you know what, after today I want to go to Hemingway. Let's make it happen. When was the last time you surprised yourself? When was the last time? So I'm saying dust off a dream, and I'm talking to you today about surprising yourself. Why not? For the gentleman in the room, bear with me for a second. You know, what I want to encourage all the consultants in the room is I want you to think about experiencing the Tupperware manager lifestyle. And be a hashtag boss lady. Hashtag boss lady. I got to share very quickly, and then I'm going to wrap up for our next segment. One of the leaders that I had the opportunity of working with, Jennifer Kennedy, she lives in British Columbia, Canada. She's with a different direct sales company now because the beauty business that she was with Tupperware was sold. And she went off to another company, and she started with this hashtag boss lady. Jennifer is a single mom raising three boys. Jennifer's raising 3 boys, single mom, entrepreneur, driving a Mercedes, red, right? And I'll see Jennifer post on Facebook at baseball practice in the afternoon, right, in the summertime with her boys, and she'll be doing her phone work, dating parties or whatever. She's like, you know, here for the boys, beautiful day, enjoying practice. Just dated 2 parties, hashtag boss lady, love what I do. So on Facebook, instead of her saying, buy now, date now, you know, Crystal Wave set $50, she's talking about her lifestyle and attracting people to her business because they want to be, they're sitting at their JOB and they're looking on Facebook on their break and they see Jennifer at the park or Jennifer doing this, Jennifer doing that. Hashtag boss lady because she can. You can do the same thing with your Tupperware business. And I encourage you to do that with your Tupperware business. Right? If you got little ones at home and you're taking a half hour or taking an hour, taking half a day, I don't care how much time. Or if you don't have little ones at home and you're doing something for your body, your mind, right? Then just put that on Facebook. Instead of saying, hey, buy this or join me for the Smart Multi-Cooker, in between you could say, oh my goodness, just had the most incredible afternoon, got caught up reading a book that I loved having a little me time today, off to do a Tupperware party tonight, hashtag boss lady. Right? Because people are going to sit there and say, I want that. All right. So one thing is, you know, as we look at moving forward in Tupperware, I want you to remember that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You should feel on your left shoulder, you should feel your director's hand on your left shoulder, and you should feel your business leader's hand on your right shoulder. You have support and surround sound in this business. And then when you come to meetings like this, it doesn't matter which company you're with, you've got additional support in this room, because if any one of you had a question on our lunch break, and you talk to people whether you know them or not, they're going to try to help you, yes or yes. Yeah, we've got incredible support here, right? And then that's where I'm wrapping up and trying to get back over to you. So very quickly, before I turn it back over to Vicki and Linda, I'd love to hear from 3 of you, at least 3 of you, something that you got out of what we just talked about. Something that's hitting home. In the back, yes? ATM, you're anytime money, right? So that kit bag, when you go home, has got to be where you trip over it. Because if it's not going out three times, 4 times a week, it's just sitting there, right? Got it, thank you, ATM. I saw a lot of heads nod when you said ATM. Who else wants to share? Yes? JOB, just for broke. Does that mean anything to you? Yeah? I've been there myself, my friend, I get it. Yeah. And I'm so glad you're here today. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here today because there are other ways, right? We'll keep the JOB for a while. You can actually do both, and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, and then when you get like where you've got it, you go to the JOB, and the trade-off is the time for you, time for your family. Thank you for sharing that. My friend, yes? Yeah, you want to dust off a dream, don't you? Yeah. If you don't have that compelling reason why, if you don't have that fire in your belly when you leave here today, I promise you tomorrow and Monday, you're probably just going to be doing the same thing you were doing before you came here. So my job today is to stoke the fire in your belly that you walk out of here with a clear vision, whether it's Hemingway, whether it's to move up to a manager, whether it's to make $1,000 this month because you want that extra money. Okay? Give yourselves a round of applause. Back to Victor and Linda.
I wasn't liking the mic. You know, like sometimes how you don't like to hear your voice? Well,
What?
hearing it through the sound, I don't know. But I want to make sure everybody can hear okay, because if you can hear okay, I'm more comfortable without a mic. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm Italian from Jersey. Who needs a mic, right? I've never seen a quiet Italian. My sister-in-law is Sicilian. Any Italians in the room? Yeah. My sister-in-law's, yeah? How did I not know that? Do you have an Italian maiden name? Right up, there you go. Yeah. So my sister-in-law is Sicilian, and every time I go to my brother's house, they have 5 children, 3 grandchildren, 2 grandbabies on the way, and then I don't know who the other people are in the house, but apparently they're friends or whatever. There's just always a house full of people, and they don't talk; they just yell. You just got to talk over everybody. It's the craziest thing. Anyway, so was it a week ago? Was it last Saturday I did this? Last Saturday I did a Zoom training Saturday morning with words to say to help date Tupperware parties. Did anybody watch the Zoom training? Some did, most didn't. Oh, goody. Gold star. All right, so I'm going to take you through this next segment on how to date Tupperware parties, words to say, and then it's going to get, we're going to have a little interaction here because you're going to tell me what you're hearing as far as objections go. Sound good? Yeah? Yeah, we're going to do that right now. This is the how piece, by the way. How to, right? And we're going to keep it real because you're going to say, Chris, this is what we hear up here in Western New York. Interesting thing about New York while I'm talking. I kind of thought New York was like one state. I didn't realize it's one state divided. But you know what? It makes sense because I lived in California, and Northern California wants nothing to do with Southern California.
Yep.
Right? And they're so mad that the people in Southern California are getting their water and their cars and their houses. It's like that. Hatfields and McCoy. Yeah, we're just not them. They're lovely people. Over there. All right. I get it. All right, so for 70 years, I want you to stop and think about this for a second. Just over 70 years ago, the very first Tupperware party was held. And it's never stopped. Pretty cool, huh? And it started right here in the good old US of A. And it's expanded during the 70 years to over 81 countries. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Some of you are sitting in this room maybe in your first month. And some of you might be celebrating 30 years or more in Tupperware, right? And it all started at a party. Now, for my time in Tupperware, nothing happens until the party happens. That's all I got. Like, nothing happens until the party happens. Are there other ways of selling Tupperware? Yes, of course there are. How do you maximize your time? At a party. How do you get more of an hourly rate? At a party. How do you have an opportunity to date more parties, share the opportunity with people? At the party. Well, Chris, sometimes there's only 2 people at the party. I'll tell you what, 2 people in an hour, I'm going to sell a lot more than I'm going to be running all around town making 6 different deliveries. Right? That's all I got. Any questions? So I want you to think, where will the party take you? Where will the party take you? Where has the party taken you, right? And then, my friend, when we pick up the ATM, where's the party going to take us, right? Right to your dreams. You connect the dots. You did very well. Very well. If you got that message out of the first segment that I did, that your ATM connects to your dreams, if you got that, you're good. Now, we're going to talk about how to date parties. Because here's one thing I forgot to share with all of you before you walked in today. Yep, I looked at everybody's date book. Other than Ruthie's. We got a other than Ruthie's, everybody's got has some openings in their 3-week lineup, right? That we need to put more parties in. Ruthie, you could probably put one more party in, couldn't you?
I can put 4 more.
4 more parties. Okay, very good. Well, before you go to bed tonight, no pressure. No rush.
Tough crowd.
You might have gotten your match there, Chris.
I'm perfectly happy to make this the Chris and Ruby show. No problem doing that. As long as the humor stays right along that, we will be in great shape. Okay, so no, seriously, if you had more parties, would you do them? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you knew the parties were going to take you to your compelling reason why that we talked about earlier, can you see a reason now to put more parties into your date book? Yes or yes? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about. All right. Here are my thoughts on dating a party. First and foremost, you've got to be excited about what you're doing. If you're not excited, why should someone else be? Now, I know that sometimes when you pick up the phone, you might be nervous. And if you're nervous, that comes through the phone, right? Now, you might be sitting there saying, oh, no, Chris, I'm a good actress. No, you're not. I don't see any Oscars hanging from around your neck. I'm assuming none of, you might say, yeah, no, I'm really good. People won't know that I'm nervous. Yes, they will, right? They'll pick up on those nervous tones in your voice. They'll pick up on doubt in your voice, all right? Yeah. All right. So first and foremost, we've got to be excited. We've got to be excited about what we're offering, right? Now, when I had my distributorship, I used to say to my managers, I used to say this to the managers, I don't care if you like it or not, you're going to learn how to love it. Your job when you come to sale or when you come to rally is to love it. I don't care if purple's not your color. It is for the next month. That's the prettiest shade of purple you've ever seen. That purple's going to be here and gone before you know it. Love the purple while you've got the purple. Or whatever it is that was being offered as far as a thank you gift, a host gift, whatever. Right? Because if we don't particularly like the current host gift, we're just putting our personal opinion on it. And you're entitled to have your personal opinion, but keep that to yourself. Right? When you're doing a Tupperware party, you want to talk about why these host gifts make great, great for, somebody's going to love it, right? You get where I'm trying to go with that one. All right, so you got to be excited about what we have to offer. Got to let the host know what's in it for the host, what's in it for the people at the party. And when you're excited, it's contagious, right? So if you come across the phone excited, if you're excited about what you're offering, people are going to pick up on that vibe. Does anybody think I'm passionate, by the way? Do you think I'm passionate about this business?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a Saturday morning. If I wanted to be, you can look at things two different ways, right? I could sit there, I could have easily said to Vicki and Linda when they offered for me to come up here, I was like, no, Saturday's my day off. Why would I want to come to Buffalo on a Saturday, right? Absolutely I want to be here on a Saturday. I'm so passionate about this business and what it can do for each and every one of you. I believe my job for the company is to help people see the bigger picture and to pay it forward. All I want for people in Tupperware today is what Tupperware did for my family back in the 80s and the 90s. I didn't put this part in there. My parents retired in 1999. They made over $1 million in 16 years. Well over $1 million during their 16 years as Tupperware distributors. That was part of the $1 million dream, right? They retired in 1999. Mom has passed since. My dad is still a landlord for a building that the company has paid for. The building's been paid off for a very long time. And since 1999, as a retired former Tupperware distributor, he's made over $1 million on rent. Yeah. And every month, you know what he says? Thank you, Tupperware. Right? Now, Tupperware's not in that building. There's some karate school or something going on, but I don't know if that has anything to do with this. Squirrel. I guess the point that I was trying to make was I was trying to tie it all together with being excited about what we have to offer, that sort of thing. I don't share any of this. I don't share any of this to brag. I don't brag about my family in that aspect. I share it because it's real. I share it because I've lived it, right? Before my mom passed away, who was one of my best friends, mentor in life, before my mom passed away, she had an opportunity to come to Las Vegas where I had just built a house. right? Just built a house because I was working on the West Coast. And I remember getting up the first morning that my parents were staying with me, and Mom was downstairs, so I had this staircase in the center of the house that went from the first floor to the second floor. And I was at the top of the stairs looking down, and my mom's just standing there shaking her head looking around this house. And I just looked at her, I was like I said good morning, and then I was like, Mom, what's up? She just shook her head and she was, why? Like, why do you have all this? It was a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 3-car garage. Overlooking Mount Charleston, so when the sun would set in California, you'd have that pink outlining over the mountains with the palm trees in the forefront and the Vegas Strip at the bottom.
$1 million view.
Yeah, $1 million view, but it was not a $1 million house. It was a cheap house, trust me. And I just said to her, I said, Mom, because I can. Because you taught me to work hard, and, because I used to sleep in a bedroom with my other 2 brothers, 3 of us in one room. A 1-bathroom house, right? Yeah, and the bedroom that my brothers and I slept in was the garage that my parents converted into a bedroom to make the family room a little bit bigger. It was just, that was the reality of it, So that's what I'm saying today. Dust off your dreams, connect your ATM and your parties, and that's why I want to talk to you now about how to put more parties into your lineup, because it's a party at a time will get you where you want to be, right? Cool. All right. First and foremost, you've got to know your audience. You've got to know your audience before you pick up the phone, right? So you kind of have your mindset. I'm excited. I know what the offers are for the month. Now, I'm going to teach you a couple of things today. I'm going to teach you how to date a Tupperware party without using 2 words, Tupperware or party. What? Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to date Tupperware parties today without using 2 words, Tupperware or party. Interested? Yeah, cool. Got it. Then I'm also going to teach you how to date a Tupperware party without talking about the host gift. First. We'll talk about the host gift later. I don't lead with the gifts. I lead with what we have to offer. And this is what it's going to match to that I'm showing you here on the screen. So you've got to know your audience. You need to match the party with their product desires. Match the party that you're offering with the product desires. What does that mean? That means if somebody is interested in cooking healthy nutritional meals in the microwave using either the smart multi-cooker, the pressure cooker, the stack cooker, I certainly would pick up the phone and try to date a custom kitchen pantry to modularize their pantry for them today. Right? If my customer is interested in on-the-go fast meals but healthy for the children, not grab and go at McDonald's, I'm not judging. Fast and easy to cook meals in the microwave, and that's what my customer is interested in, then I'm not going to talk about Fridge Smart because if we have a special on them this month. Does that make sense? Match the party to their product desires. This is probably, if I can get this part into everybody's head today, I believe this is the game changer right here. Value for time. Would you agree that people don't have time today? Everybody wants everything in a nanosecond. They want it yesterday. Any millennials in the room? You're very quick to point to someone else, right? Like our millennials. Oh my goodness. I happen to live with a millennial. It is very testing of my patience, right? But millennials are interesting, right? They want everything, and they're so quick and fast to get it when they want it, how they want it, and they can't be bothered, right? And you can lose a millennial very quickly. The millennials are at that age now where majority of millennials are in that age bracket where they're starting their family. They're moving into a new home. They're going to be our next hosts, or we're already doing parties with them, if you can show them the value for time to get those millennials to sit and listen, right? Sit, listen, yeah. Stay. Try to be with a millennial who's got a little ADD going on, attention deficit. You guys will be pretty someday, you'll understand. All right, include value for time. Here's the value for time. And we're going to do this together. You're going to help me with this, right? If I'm dating a Tupperware party using a smart multi-cooker, what would the value for time be? What does this product do? Just shout it out. You're not going to be wrong. What does this do?
You can
Cook your meal and do your.
You can put it in and forget
Less dishes.
Set it, forget it, healthy meals. Did you say your whole meal at one shot? And how many minutes in the microwave on average? 30 minutes or less?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So the value for time, if I'm dating a Tupperware party, a smart multi-cooker, is to say, oh my goodness, I'm going to be able to show you how in 30 minutes or less to be able to prepare an entire meal for a family of 4. You and your friends are going to love to see this product in action. The value for time is a complete meal, 30 minutes or less in the microwave. That's value for time. If I said, hey, we're having a Tupperware party next Thursday, can you come over? What's the value for time in going to a Tupperware party? I have no idea. Did that make sense?
Yes.
All right, tell me, modular mates, you're going to tell me now. If I'm coming over to a custom kitchen pantry for you and 5 or 6 of your girlfriends over a glass of wine, anybody interested? Did you hear what I just said?
No.
If I were doing a custom kitchen pantry, if I was doing a custom kitchen pantry, showing you how to modularize your pantry to save you time and money, with you and 4 to 5 of your girlfriends over a glass of wine, does anybody want to be there? What part of that grabbed your attention?
Wine.
Wine. What other part of that grabbed your attention?
Organizing.
Saving time and money. Save.
Time and money. With who? Who are you having wine with? Yeah. Did you see? Like, I'm trying to get, like, because you're in Tupperware, you're going right to the buzzwords. Take yourself out of Tupperware for a second. And you're getting invited to something. And I'm saying to you, I'd love to get together with you and your girlfriend, 4 to 5 of your girlfriends over a glass of wine and show you how to save time and money by customizing your pantry. The picture, yeah, the picture that I'm painting is you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine. Not a Tupperware party. Did you catch that? Yeah. I'm going to do that about a dozen more times until it sinks in. All right, what would the value for time with modular mates be? If you were offering someone today, if we all picked up the phone today and offered somebody a modular custom kitchen, what is the value for time for them to allow you to come to their house and do that? What are they going to get out of that time frame? And yeah, well, you know what? Quite frankly, it is like a whole new looking pantry or cabinet, right?
Save money.
Organization, saving money, ultimately saving them from throwing out food. And it's going to save them some time.
Another party.
Another party keeps it fresh. Do you see what I'm saying? So all of this kind of, like if it's modular mates, we're going to teach people how to save time and money, save space in their pantry, ultimately save them time when they're going food shopping so they can just at a glance and go, and prolong the life of the dried goods that they have stored in their modular mates, which means that they're not going to be throwing it out, and that's going to save them money in the long run, right? But if we're doing that with 4 or 5 of your girlfriends over a glass of wine, doesn't that sound like a place you want to be? Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Fridge Smart. Fridge Smart. Help me with that one. What's the value for time? I'm coming to your house, and I'm going to show you how to do a Fridge Smart solutions to your refrigerator. What's the value for time in that? Saving them money by doing what? So we're saving them time. What are we doing with the life of their produce? We're extending it, prolonging the life of their produce, right? So do you see where I'm going? Like the value for time in Fridge Smart. So if I have customers who bought the small set or a couple of pieces of Fridge Smart in January, it's my job as a Tupperware consultant to call them back now and see how those 2 or 3. I love when someone buys just 2 or 3 pieces of Fridge Smart. I'm thinking to myself, I'll see you in 3 weeks or sooner, right? Because let them go with that little set. Let them experience it and then go, oh, I need another one, right? And then you follow up to say, hey, how's the Fridge Smart working? And by now you probably realized those 3 pieces aren't going to go very far, are they? And you know what I'm offering? This month I'm offering a Fridge Smart Solutions get-together. I'd love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine, and I'll show you how to customize the rest of your refrigerator with the other Vent Smarts that we sell and complete your solution set for you. Here are the dates I have available, which works best for you, right? So the value for time is I'm going to show you and your girlfriends how to prolong the life of your produce. These products pay for themselves. Do you get where I'm going with the value for time? When you can nail the value for time, it doesn't matter what Tupperware is giving for gifts. Got it? All right, so I'm going to play with this. Today we're just going to keep playing with the smart multi-cooker because it's hot this week. It's very hot this week. It's very hot this week. It goes with you everywhere you go this week. Yes? Yes. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to talk to people about is anybody who's purchased any microwave containers, whether it's is it the heat and vents? Heat and serves, thank you. They call everything different in Australia. Seriously, and I'm retraining my brain. Like this in Australia is called a large micro-urban. This is called a large micro-urban. Now, you know what they call it in Australia? The Keith Urban. I'm not kidding you. They talk about that like it's Keith Urban, and everybody loves Keith Urban. You've got to have a Keith Urban in your house. I'm not making this up. Just dial 1-800-KANGAROO. They'll tell you. All right. In your notes, just underline value for time, and we're going to keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it because once you can get the value for time, you're going to be set. Paint the picture that their friends are going to thank them. When you're on the phone, paint the picture that their friends are going to thank them. When was the last time you did a Tupperware party? When was the last time you did a Tupperware party and you heard a guest say to the host who left before you did, "This was horrible, why did you invite me? I can't believe you wasted my time." Right? What do you typically hear them say when they're leaving the party? Thank you, I had so much fun, right? How long does it take to get the stuff, right? But generally we hear them say thank you. I had a good time, right? Yeah. So if I'm trying to date a Tupperware party, right? Your first name again?
Trees.
Therese?
Yes.
That's right. I just want to make sure you remembered it. So if I'm trying to date a party with Therese, right? And I'm saying to her, and Therese, by the way, your girlfriends are going to thank you for this fun girls' night in. She might be thinking, oh, I'm not too sure. I just say your friends are going to thank you because every party that I've done, I've heard at least one person thank the host. So therefore, your friends are going to thank you. That's when I'm on the phone with her, that's positive reinforcement before her mind starts going to, should I, could I, doubt, I don't think I'm going to do this. No, not for me. Like her mind's starting to go that way, and I'm pulling her mind over here. For the value for time, I'm pulling her mind over for value for time, and by the way, your girlfriends are going to thank you. Does that make sense? Cool. And then you get to what's in it for them. Oh, by the way, Teresa, you're going to love it because this month we're offering blah, blah, blah. Or this week we have a special on ... And just fill in the blank. Right? All right. First and foremost, it all starts with your mindset. All starts with your mindset. And give me a couple of reasons. I'm going to grab my silver tray here. Give me a couple of... And this is a silver tray. Do you see it as a silver tray? You see it? That's a beautiful, shiny silver tray. All right. You're going to tell me, what are some reasons, just one at a time. Like if you know 3 things, don't be too excited here. Just say one at a time. Give me one at a time. Why should someone host a party? Fun. We're going to put fun on the tray. Why else? Free. We're going to put some free stuff on the tray. Why else? Food. We're going to put food on the tray. Why else?
Friends.
Friends. We're putting the friends on there. Why else? Me and
Opportunity.
putting the opportunity on here. We're putting me on here. Why else? Shopping. We're going to put that on there because every month in the brochure there's things on special, right? So we're putting the specials on there. Why else? Cash? Cash for who? Me or you? And there's actually, it's money, it's like actually cash in the host's pocket for the free stuff she's going to earn, so I'll put that in there. All right, the tray's starting to get heavy, by the way. Why else? I got to hold it with 2 hands. Why else? Yeah, product knowledge, features and benefits, because otherwise the products can just sit on the shelf, right? But we're the magic in the middle. Give yourself a gold star, right? Features and benefits. Because I'll tell you what, if this was sitting on the shelf at Target, good luck. Put the pressure cooker next to it. Good luck. Those products would never sell. Right? These products sell because you demonstrate them. You get that? Do you get how much value? Who said me? Me said me. Right? Way to go, me. Yeah, they get you. You should. That's like right at the top. You know what? When you have a party with me, oh my goodness, I'm so excited you get me. And And I'm going to teach you and your girlfriends this, that, the other. Because these products don't sell themselves. I don't know who keeps saying that. I've been around Tupperware for 30-some odd years. Oh, Tupperware sells itself. BS. Excuse me. We sell the Tupperware, right? The brand gets the recognition. People are attracted to the brand, but it's the features and benefits. That's the words that come out of your mouth. That's slicing and dicing. That's putting the product in the microwave. That's them smelling and cooking. That's them experiencing and tasting at a party. That's what sells the products. Yeah, the water bottles, they can sell themselves. I get it. Add water. Refrigerate or not? Big choice today. I don't know if I want to refrigerate my water or not.
What color?
All right. Do you see everything that I'm putting on the tray here? You just gave me about 8 to 10 reasons. You got that? Every time before I ever pick up the phone to try to offer someone the opportunity to date a party, I go through and I make a list on my silver tray. And I just do the silver tray as a visual for you. I want you to remember, you've got a lot of things that you're putting on a silver tray. You got that? Do you agree that there are a lot of reasons for people to host a party? You get that. Refresh your mind every time before you pick up the phone. Now, do you feel like this is you when you're on the phone? Please, party for me.
It's a bit in my head.
If this is you on the phone, let me help you. Desperate doesn't work. And if you're throwing, here's everything that Tupperware is offering, but out of my free Tupperware, I'm also going to give you a free bonus. When you have 7 people in attendance, you're going to get this really cool keychain. For people who have like the keys that you don't even need to put, like, we're such a keyless society today. And we're running around with keychains. Oh, that's a little bit better. She was a little washed out there, so we're just trying to dim the lights. It's not nap time. It's not nap time, people. Put the pillows and the blankets away. All right, do you feel like you're asking sometimes? And here's the thing. With asking, I'm asking you to do me a favor. When you say no, if I ask you to do me a favor and you say no, can I take that personally because I'm asking you to do me a favor?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm glad that Linda and Vicki are sitting down. Because today, going forward, I'm just going to say, please stop asking people to have a Tupperware party. From today forward, no longer do I want you to ask people to have a Tupperware party. And all the consultants are going, get that monkey off my back. I hit the lottery today. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Stop asking. From today forward, I don't want you to ask ever again. Got it? I don't want this visual. I'm leaving that visual there. If you feel like that's you on the phone, I'm just saying stop it. Right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to offer. Now you can say, Chris, that's semantics, asking and offering. It's the same thing. It might be the same thing to you. It's completely not to me. If I'm asking you to do me a favor, and I'm coming from a place of desperation, then after I get 2 or 3 no's, I am so done with this, it doesn't work. I don't know how you put that in your notes. I don't even know how you spell that one. But here's how offering goes, right? So I'm super excited about what I have to offer. I'm offering to you. You say no, fine by me. I'm offering to you. No, fine by me. I'm offering this to you. You don't want that, fine by me. I'm going to offer to you. Not good for you, fine by me. I just move on. I'm sorry. If it's not good for you, that's your loss, not mine. Because here's the way that I look at it. Around my family's busy schedule, I can only do 8 Tupperware parties a month. And there's 60 of you in the room right now. So I'm sorry, but ladies, I can only get the first 8 who want to have a party with me this month. The others, we're going to have to get to you later. See where my mind's at? What time would you please date a Tupperware party? Pick a date. Any date will work. Yes, that's my child's first birthday, but there'll be more. The child's only 1. It's not like the child's going to know. But I really, really would appreciate if you'd have that Tupperware party for me. And I hope it's more than $150 in sales. I mean, come on, right? No. So here's the way I go with it. Will you get more no's than yeses? Yes. Will you get more no's than yeses? Yes. So as soon as I start getting my no's, fine. No, good, cool, fine. I just keep moving on. And I want you to move on. Let it go. Who cares? Your loss, not mine, because everything that's on this tray, it may be that there's a legitimate reason why she can't have a party this week, this month, or whatever. That's fine. We can always get to a party later. But you know when a no is a no is a no and you're not going to change it from a no? Let it go. Who cares? I don't have time to sit here and go over all the reasons, right? And you might have someone who's giving you like all the lip service because they just want to have a conversation with you. Like, no, I'm sorry, no, I get you. It's not good for you. Good for me. Right? And I just move on. Right? Because you might actually try to convince someone to have a party that's so difficult. My goodness. You're just taking yourself down a path of difficult. Don't do it. Right? I'm not that when I'm offering a party. Here's everything I have to offer. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. This month with the multi-cooker, I'm going to show people how to make healthy, nutritional meals. I'm looking for those busy moms on the go. You don't have the time. You're going to love me when I show you what the multi-cooker can do for you. It's going to give you the gift of time with your family, and you're going to have the satisfaction of feeding your family healthy, nutritional meals. I'd love to offer that to you. No, fine. I'd love to offer that to you. You don't want that? You don't want. Like in my head, I'm going crazy, right? Because I feel so passionate about what I'm offering. I didn't tell you about the host gift and the thank you gift and all that other stuff. Yeah, you want a keychain? I'll give you one. Right? But that's not the reason why I'm dating a party, is it? I'm on a mission. I want all of you to join me this week. I want you to be on a mission to help all of your customers, friends and family, and people that you come in contact to learn how to cook healthy, nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less in the microwave using the smart multi-cooker. That's our mission this week. And while we're doing that, oh, by the way, join my team, get one for free. Got it? What are people saying no to? Healthy, nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less? Right?
It's those people that want McDonald's.
All right, so let's bounce back to my friend Therese. So Therese does say yes. Do you have an active family by any chance? You said you were wearing your son's?
Yes.
How old's your son?
He's in college, 19.
19? That's a college age, very good.
Yes.
By definition, he's somewhere between 18 and 20. Well, it could be 35 if you just stay there, you keep staying there, you keep staying there. My goodness, my oldest nephew's wife, she was still taking courses in her 30s. She finally just got out of extended college school, whatever you call it. She just was like a student for life. Yeah, it happens. Okay. I don't know why I share that. There's no relevance to what we're talking about here. All right, so I'm offering a party to Therese, right? I'm going to come back to it in a second because I realize I have to go to the next slide and actually do this. You got to make it sound fun and simple. Remember the words that you're saying are painting a picture. Therese, I'm going to come back to that. Right.
Yep.
You got to make it sound fun and easy. Last time I checked, what is a Tupperware party? It's a couple of people getting together over a glass of wine, watching some well, not always a glass of wine. You got to know your audience. If they don't drink wine, please don't say that. I lived in California. Wine comes out of the water tap. It's just, you know. I was in Australia for 2.5 years. I used to start and ends with wine. But know your audience. Please don't say wine if they're not wine drinkers, okay? I have to say that as a disclaimer. I just say it because, for the most part, you all look like you can use a glass of wine right now. Just kidding. It's not even time. I kid you not. Yesterday, I was leaving the Orlando airport to come here. It was 11:45 in the morning. I sat to grab a bite to eat on the border. I just wanted some chips and some chicken quesadilla. And the waitress goes, "Would you like a cocktail?" And I thought, oh, gosh, no, it's not even 12 o'clock. And the lady next to me, she goes, "Yeah, we'll have a double." I didn't know this woman sitting next to me. She goes, "We'll have a double." And I'm thinking to myself, I thought, well, she gave me your permission. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll have a double. I was like, it's not noontime yet. And she goes, by the time the food gets here, it'll be afternoon, so you'll be fine. All right. Seriously, I'm such an easy sale. Such an easy sale. The house that I'm closing on a house in 2 weeks. I'm buying this house because when I was talking to the realtor, she called me. She goes, "You need to buy this house now." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "You're right, I do. I need a house. I don't have a place to live. This is making sense to me." I'm such an easy sale. All right. Don't try to date a party with me. I can see people already starting to shift around. Their gear is getting really smart here. All right. The words that you're saying are painting a picture. This is my belief, and I believe that we all lead with great intentions and we lead with our heart. But now, as we're friends, yes? Yeah. Now I'm going to just kind of tell it as your customer, maybe to you. So as what you hear me saying, think of this as your customer saying this to you. You make it too difficult. It's just a party. We complicate it. Bless you. We complicate it. It's just a party. It's a group of people getting together. There's going to be some product knowledge. There's going to be some socializing. There's going to be some food served, maybe a glass of wine. We complicate it. Because now we got to get the date. Now here's the 17 steps you have to do to be a successful host. Now I need this by then, and you have to do this, and you must do that, and I need 20 names by now. Get off my back. Right? You've got to make it sound so fun, simple, and easy. Nonchalant. Very like, yeah, cool, let's do this. Right? But we put all these steps in place. Now I'm not saying to shortcut the steps, but I'm saying watch the way you put them in front of them. Here's what you're going to need to do. Last time I checked, I don't need to do anything. Right? Our word choices sometimes can come across as you must do this. Now, this is all right, so those are be excited. I talked about that. Close with your open dates in mind. Please do not say, so does that sound good? Would you like to have one? Would you like to date a party? Right?
When would you like to do it?
Or when would you like to do it? Instead of saying when, give them your dates. So I would say to Therese, hey Therese, I've got the 18th or the 21st available. Which works best for you? I give her the dates, and I'm closing with those dates in mind. That's called the assumed close. I assume she's going to say yes, and I want you to assume that everybody is going to say yes, even though we know we're going to get a lot of no's, right? But your confidence, remember, you're offering this, so I assume everybody's going to say yes to it. But if you're asking, got it? So when you're closing, close with those dates in mind. Here are the dates I have available, which works best for you. Not you and your friends. Please never say you and your friends. And then when Teresa's like, oh, I've got to check with my friends, I'll get back to you. No, you don't. We're going to have a little mini tug of war. Teresa and I are going to have a little mini tug of war on this one, and I'm going to win. Right? Do you ever have them say, well, let me check with my friends, I'll get back to you?
All the time.
All the time. So here's what we're going to say all the time going forward. Teresa, I hear exactly what you're saying. Let me share with you, from my experience, it doesn't matter which date or time you pick. It's not going to work for all your friends. What's important is your calendar with your family and my availability. And if you have 0 parties in your lineup, please never say, Teresa, pick a date, I'll be there. Nobody wants to do parties with people they want to do business with people who are busy. So if you have nothing in your date book, please don't sit there and say, pick a date, I'll be there. That's desperate. Got it? Cool. All right. Here's what it might sound like. All right. Smart cooker. Now, if you would like, normally we charge $19.99 for this, what I'm about to do, not the product. But Linda and Vicky, especially Vicky, she's very much a negotiator. We've got this down to a price of free. So if you want to record me on your phone with what I'm about to do, you can record it on the phone so that you don't have to take notes, because I promise you, if you try to take notes, you won't get the words. Now, I don't want you to get the words word for word. I want you to get the concept. You can't use my words. You got to use yours. My words will not come out of your mouth. Your words will. Get the concept down, right? All right, let me establish this. I just feel like I should get my phone and record all of you recording me. This is so funny. So in August, I'll show this real quick. I'll tell you when to record. If you're recording now, it doesn't make sense. I'll tell you when to record. I just want you to have your phones ready. In August, I was at a state conference in Brisbane, and I was doing the same talk. 700 people in the audience, and I said, if you want to record, 700 phones. I thought, wow, I've never talked to 700 phones before. Okay, you can start recording. So let me set the stage. I made my list of reasons why people should host a party this month, this week, whatever. So I went through that list. You remember everything that you helped me with on the tray? So I made the list of reasons. That's my little notes on my desk that I'm going to refer to, so I know why. Now I'm contacting Therese, who I met at a party, and she was asking questions about cooking in the microwave. She bought the heat and serves. Just want to make sure you knew the name. And I'm following up with her because I know she's using products in the microwave. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, she did ask about cooking in the microwave, whether it's the pressure cooker. For the purposes of today, I'm going to use the Smart Multi-Cooker. because it's free to anybody who says yes this week, and anybody who shares the opportunity, you get one free this week as well. So I just want to put a little plug in there while you're recording. I cracked myself up. Okay, so I'm going to call Therese, and this is what it's going to sound like. Remember, this is what I want you to listen for. I'm excited. The reason why I'm calling her, the value for time that I'm offering her. I'm going to let her know her friends are going to thank her, and I'm going to close with the dates that I have available. That's everything that we just talked about. Now you're going to hear me put it into action. You ready? Okay. Hi, Therese. It's Chris from Tupperware. I'm so excited. Got that? I'm so excited. It says, be excited. Hi, Therese. It's Chris from Tupperware. I'm so excited. I met you the other week at Vicky's party, and the reason why I'm calling you back, Therese, is I know that you were using products for the microwave, so our heat and stirs. How are they working for you? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to say, I'm so excited because this month I'm offering multi-cooker cooking classes, and I instantly thought of you. I know that you're looking to have healthy nutritional meals, and what I'd love to do, Therese, is to teach you and your girlfriends how to have healthy nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less. In fact, I'd love to get together. I'd love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine. That's exactly what we'll do. And your girlfriends are going to thank you for this fun girls' night in. Now, Therese, I've got the 18th or the 21st available. Which night would work better for you?
Probably the 18th.
Okay, so pause right there. You can stop recording, or you can continue recording if you want. It's up to you. Let's just break that down. Hi, it's Chris from Tupperware. I'm so excited. What do you think she's thinking?
Oh boy.
He's calling you their party.
No, she's wondering why I'm excited. All right. If I said it's Chris from Tupperware, she's going to think I want to have a party. I say, and I'm so excited. I throw the attention over here. Hi, it's Chris from Tupperware. I'm so excited. Now she's going excited about what? Or at least that's where I'm trying to take her to. Instead of, hi, it's Chris from Tupperware. Like, oh, there you go. To your point, right? And I'm so excited. So when I say the word excited, she should be going, excited about what? Now, when I met you last month or the other week, so I just kind of refresh her mind, what I observed, the products that she was using, and then I said, this month I'm offering cooking classes, not Tupperware parties. Although by default, it's a Tupperware party. I'm offering cooking classes using the Smart Multi-Cooker, and I instantly thought of you. Now, you don't have to use the word instantly, you can say, and I thought of you. I can't call Therese without thinking of her. I gotta look at her name, I gotta physically punch her number into my phone because she's not saved in my phone, unless I butt dialed randomly and had her in my phone. But if I'm thinking of Therese, then I gotta say, and I thought of you. As soon as I say, and I instantly thought of you, that's what's called a warm fuzzy. Oh, me today. I just say it because I can't think of her if I'm not calling her. And you know what? Maybe nobody gave her a little compliment or something today. Maybe, just maybe, when I say, you know what, I thought of you, and it makes her go, oh, that's nice. Maybe that's the only just nice she got for the day that came from the Tupperware person, right? Good on me. Yeah, right? Then I say I'd love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine. As soon as I say you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine, what is Therese thinking of? She's starting to go through her guest list. She's thinking of the people that she'd like to have a glass of wine with. Does that make sense? I say, Therese, I'd like to have a Tupperware party with you. I'd love for you to be able to earn some free Tupperware. I'm offering free Tupperware to people who have a Tupperware party this month. And she's thinking, right? I'd love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine and show you and your girlfriends how, here comes the value for time, to make healthy nutritional meals for busy on-the-go moms in 30 minutes or less in the microwave. Value for time. How are you going to do that? It makes your complete meal in 30 minutes. You're going to love this. Your girlfriends are going to thank you for this fun girls' night in. Now, don't call it a girls' night in if you don't feel like that's your language. I got that from the beauty business. They just called everything a fun girls' night in. That's what they called parties. Let's just get together with some of your girlfriends for a fun girls' night in. It was so nonchalant. People were just like, okay, yeah, sure. They didn't even realize they were dating parties. Because it wasn't like that. This is what I got to do to be a host. Because nobody put 17 things on top of them. Here's what you got to do to be a host. Just get your girlfriends together and have a bottle of wine. I'll be there. We'll make it happen. Now, you do have to do host coaching. I'll get to that in a second. I'm not shortcutting that. All right? Did that make sense? Then I said, here are the dates I have available, the 18th and the 21st, which works better for you. That conversation is going to go one way or another. If she says no, I'm not interested, then I gotta know. If she says, Chris, those dates don't work, did she say no? No. Therese, no worries. Do you have your calendar nearby? Let's take a look at your calendar. I've got mine in front of me. Let's pick a date. Here's the next 2 dates I have open. I never say pick a date and I'll be there. Here's the next 2 openings I have. Here's the next 2 openings I have that I can squeeze one in. I don't know about you, but when you hear me say I'm going to squeeze another get-together in, doesn't it sound like I'm so busy? I might have kids practice, I might have doctor's appointments, I might have all these other things, but you know what? I can squeeze a party in here. My mom told me never to lie. That would not be lying.
Especially in church.
All right, did that make sense? All right, play it forward. Therese says no. Right? No, it doesn't work. Chris, I don't do parties at my house. We're remodeling the house. I don't even have a kitchen. Like the house is all torn apart. Whatever she says, do you get no's, yes?
Yes.
All right, then what I'm going to say to Therese is this. Therese, I always have a plan B up my sleeve. Right? Therese, no worries. Correct me if I'm wrong. You are interested in what the multi-cooker can do, and you can see the benefits of how that would help you and your family. It's just having a party at your house doesn't work for you. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Correct.
Perfect. So Therese, I would love nothing more than you to be my guest. I'm offering 2 cooking classes at my house for my preferred customers, just like you, who would prefer to come to see a cooking class versus having one at your own home. So I've got this Saturday morning at 11 or next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Which works better for you? So I'm going to get no's, right? Remember, every time you're going to get people to say no, 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 no. So now, behind the no, I got my plan B, which is come to my house, come to my house, come to my house, come to my house. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? You have 2 people come to your house and you show them how that product works, and maybe you sell 2 of them. That's not a bad 90 minutes on a Saturday morning, is it? And then it gives me an opportunity to turn around, and then when I'm with Teresa, let's just play it forward. Teresa says, yeah, Chris, I can come to your house on Saturday. Then I'm going to say to her, I'm going to say, Teresa, do me a favor. Don't drive alone. Get your neighbor, bring a coworker, get a family member, just bring a friend with you. Can you bring a friend with you? Now I've got 2 people coming and each of them are bringing a person. Now I've got 4 people in front of me, right? Then I'm sitting there and I go through the smart cooker, and Therese just really loved this. And by the way, Therese didn't have time to do a party, but she just spent 90 minutes at my house when we could have done it at her house. And one thing I would always say at my parties, whether it's at my house or even if I'm at a party at Teresa's house, so I want you to do this at your very next Tupperware party and every party thereafter. When you're wrapping up your party and you just did cooking in the multi-cooker, and then I would just say, did everybody just enjoy what this product did? Wasn't that pretty mind-blowing? Did everybody enjoy it? Can you see the features and benefits of that? I bet you're probably thinking of somebody right now, like a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a girlfriend, that you wish was here tonight because you know that would have blown their minds, right? You're probably thinking of somebody in your family who's a busy mom who could benefit from what this product just did, and it's too bad they weren't here with you tonight, right? And as I'm saying this, people start nodding their head. And then I'm like, go ahead and start thinking of a date that works good for you. I'll come to your place, we'll do a cooking class with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine. Invite those people you're thinking of right now. Boom. Got that from the beauty business. It would plant the seed. I bet you're thinking of someone right now that really would have enjoyed being here tonight. Would have loved to see what that... Everybody here knows someone who's busy with little ones at home, wants the value for time to be able to cook in the multi-cooker in 30 minutes and make a healthy, nutritional meal. You're probably thinking of someone right now, and all of a sudden their heads start to nod. And then what are they doing? They're creating a guest list in their head. Does that make sense? I just threw that one in there for free. I normally don't put that one in there. Anyway, I'm going to use this as an image here. We're going to be taking a break, I think, in a minute or 2. Yeah, we're right about that time. I use this as an image because 2 things. One, it's a safety thing. If you're ever on a ladder wearing that outfit, make sure you have safe shoes on like this lady's wearing. She's being extremely responsible on the ladder. I think they're Velcro, but they're nice. I'm just kidding. I use this as a visual because what I'm trying to get across to you right now is the words that you are saying paint a picture in somebody's mind. I'm a huge fan of saying I would love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends for a fun girls' night in, if you don't want to say why. If you know that's a group that you can be comfortable with, say, I'd love nothing more than to get together with you and your girlfriends over a glass of wine, show you and your friends how to make healthy, nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less. right? That sounds a lot different than, would you like to have a Tupperware party? This month we're giving away the kitchen sink with the faucets. And a lifetime of water. I mean, you get it? Now, Teresa, I'm going to go back to Teresa. Let's say she did say yes. And then I'm going to say, oh, by the way, Teresa, you're going to really be happy because blah, blah, blah is what we're offering. I was just talking with Vicki last night about this, and Vicki dated like 5 parties since last Saturday, not talking about the thank you gift or the host gift, but really talking about the value for time and what they could offer as a host to their friends when they get them together, right? Cooking, etc. And she said, Chris, she goes, I forgot to tell the host she was going to get some free Tupperware, so I had to call her back. I said, oh, by the way, you're going to earn some free Tupperware for doing this. The person dated a party without knowing the host program. Because what Vicki's offering, the value for time, is more important than the free stuff. The free stuff's really good, please don't misunderstand me. But if you are only as good as what we're offering free, then that's going to really dictate how many parties you're going to hold. But when what you're offering, the service that you're offering, and the value for time that you're offering is bigger than the freebies along the way. The freebies are just the icing on the top. That secures it. Oh, by the way, Therese, I'm going to show you how you can get one of these for free. I forgot to tell you that. You're going to get yours for free. I'll show you how. Oh, cool. You're going to teach me how to use it, and then I get one for free? Or at a discount, whatever it is. Figure it out. Got it? Does that make sense? I'm going to take you one more minute, and then we're going to be done for this segment. Now, Therese is dating a Tupperware party with me. A multi-cooker cooking class, if you will. I'm going to schedule time to meet with her face-to-face if we're within driving distance, where it's not 3 hours to get there. Where we're on the other side of town, we're going to meet at a Starbucks. I'm going to host coach her face-to-face, go through her wish list, make sure she's inviting people, step by step by step that you've been taught by your director and your business leader. Got it? No shortcuts on host coaching. You got it? Now, you're going to help me. There are 3 things that I want Therese to say to her friends when she's personally inviting them by phone. You tell me what those 3 things are using the scenario I just gave you. No?
But
Who do you want her to get together with?
Friends.
Girlfriends. Number 2, over what? And what are we going to be doing in 30 minutes or less? Healthy nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less, right? So as I'm talking to Therese, as soon as I got a date, what we tend to do is go, woohoo, I got a date. You put the date down and then, no, Therese, I need you to write 3 things down. I'm going to see you tomorrow. We're going to host coach. But Therese, you're going to start inviting people. Here's 3 things I want you to say to your friends. Hey, I'm getting together with the girls over a glass of wine on the 18th. Are you available? We're going to learn how to make healthy nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less in the microwave. Complete meals. Didn't say Tupperware party. My Tupperware consultant's coming over. You can say that, right? But here, Therese, here's what I want you to say when you're talking to your friends. Hey, what are you doing? I'm getting together with the girls over a glass of wine on the 18th. We're going to learn how to make healthy nutritional meals in 30 minutes or less. Can you make it? FOMO, fear of missing out. She has got to create that FOMO. If I don't give her those 3 buzzwords, I have no clue what she's saying to people. I just dated a Tupperware party. I need 7 people there so I can get a keychain. Can you please come? You don't have to buy anything. Right? I'd give her a keychain not to say that. I'd give her a keychain not to say that. Right? Or Therese, here's the 3 things I need you to say when you're personally inviting people. Personally invite 10 or more using these 3 buzzwords. I'll give you a keychain for doing that. I'd rather give her a keychain for that. Just get down. Girlfriends, wine, cooking. Sound good? Beautiful. I think that was... Oh, last thing is this, 30 seconds. Expect to hear no. Tupperware does not own the rights to the word no. They're not saying no to you, so stop taking it personal. Remember, I'm offering. I gotta know, I gotta know, I gotta know. No. Move on. Don't sit there and wallow. Oh, I got 3 no's today. Doesn't serve you. 3 no's is closer to a yes. Right? I put out there when I did this Zoom last Saturday, a 20 no challenge. If you check the Region Facebook page, you'll see like this big number 20 and a lot of comments of people posting underneath it. Just like write in your notes, just put down Chris's 20 no challenge. If you haven't done my 20 no challenge, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it. It pays off, like the gift is incredible. The gift of confidence. You're gonna get the gift of confidence for making those phone calls. But don't take my word for it. Go on our region Facebook, go on the Rocket Region Facebook page, scroll down, you'll see a bunch of posts. You're going to see the number 20 pop up as a picture. As soon as you see the number 20, read the post, but more importantly, read what your fellow consultants and managers across the region are saying, how they made 20 phone calls and the results that they're getting from just picking up the phone and doing what we just did here. Got it?
Got it.
And then I already told you about the plan B, which is have a date in your house. All right, I'm going to wrap on this one. So you said this earlier. Question for you. Do you love your Tupperware parties? Or do you like your Tupperware parties? Love. Which one? Love. Which one? Love. Why?
So it brings money in.
Brings money in.
I love Tupperware.
You love Tupperware? You love Tupperware brings money in? Meet new people?
It's fun.
It's on your time. It's fun. Why else? Come on.
It makes your time.
Making money,
Frees up time.
frees up time, gets you out of the house, right? Product knowledge. Teaching them features and benefits of products they currently, or new products they don't have, or old products they have and they didn't know what it would do. All of these things you just told me you love, yes?
Yes.
We're friends, right?
Yes.
You said you love. Did anybody just like your parties? You like them, you don't love them. Everybody loves them. Everybody sitting in the room saying right now you love them, right? Can't believe I'm going to do this in church. All right, we're friends. Anything you love that much in life, you should do at least 2 to 3 times a week. Hold it. I'm reading the guys' minds back there. They're processing. They just got it. Typically when I do this one, the guys in the room go, yeah, honey. And she's like, we're talking about your Tupperware parties here, right? So if you love your Tupperware parties, stop and think about this for a second. I know I'm being funny. On this one. I'm going to leave it right there. I know I'm being funny on this one, but I want you to go back to that JOB, just over broke. The person who's driving 40 minutes to a JOB, that's, call it 45 minutes, an hour and a half on top of their 8-hour shift per day, spending 9.5 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, going to a JOB that maybe they don't like. And you just sat here and you told me you love your Tupperware parties. And if you're doing like 0 to 1 parties a week, I'm going to say, do you really love what you do? And if you do, then pick up your ATM, pick up the phone, take everything we just talked about and do something with your business. And I'm framing it this way because you'll hear people who will share that they're doing the JOB. I'm not picking on my friend here, but she said she wants to get out of that rut, is what I heard, right? But that's the reality for today. Some of us have this reality. We love our Tupperware parties, and we could do 4 a week. Why wouldn't you do something you love so much 2, 3, 4 times a week every week? I'm flipping it around in your mind to say you've got something right in the palm of your hands that you love to do, and people are sitting in this room who love it as well, but they're doing something that they may not love to make ends meet right now until they can get their Tupperware business up to a level where it's substitute. Does that make sense? So if you love your Tupperware, you love your parties, then just love doing it a little bit more often than what you're currently doing it today. Can we do that? Yes. Back to you. We need to talk after lunch. There's no arguing here, is there? Seriously. All right. Do you have this much room left in your brains for a little more information? Yes. Before I jump in, this morning's segment helpful? Yes. Helpful information that we'll use? Yes. Or just fun to hear? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not your cheap entertainment today.
It was only $10 a show.
As I said, cheap.
Pizza was even included.
Cheaper. I think we did a first today, by the way, because I'm fairly confident that, I don't know what happens here every Sunday, but I seriously doubt that they stand there and go, 3, 2, 1. And so you'll notice, just so I give everybody's heads up, you'll notice that we are keeping the name Rocket, we're keeping the color red for the region. I changed the logo for the Rocket region, so it's been contemporized. It looks really sharp, I must say. So I think I might have posted it, but if I didn't, I'll post it out there. And then we're keeping the boom We're dropping the baby. Don't drop the baby. Oh my gosh, if anybody watches South Park, they do kick the baby. Don't watch South Park, it's not good. It's not good. So we're keeping the boom, replacing the baby with a boom. So it's 3, 2, 1, boom, boom, rocket. The baby was Julie's thing, right? There you go. Just making sure we're posted. Anyway, all right. So now we're going to jump in. This segment here is to help you. So we talked about the smart multi-cooker as an additional incentive for people to say yes this week. What I want to do is I want to take the next segment we're going to talk about is how to share the opportunity. And if I can show you how to share the opportunity in a very easy way at your parties, are you interested?
Yes.
Do you feel from the segment this morning that you're a little bit better prepared to date parties?
Yes.
Word choices were helpful?
Yeah.
Positioning it in your mind, you're not asking, you're offering, right?
Right.
More people are going to say no than yes, right?
Yes.
And when they say no, we move on.
Yes.
And we move on. We move on. What I didn't share with you this morning, because I knew we were running a little late for lunch, is about the word no, right? So I'm going to share a story with you. It's one of my favorite stories. In Australia, I had the pleasure of meeting Angela Tatunji. And Angela is all of maybe this tall. She is just like she's like a little mighty, yeah, about that size. Thank you for the visual representation here. So let me share with you. So I was in Sydney, Australia about 2 years ago now, doing a workshop just like this, and I was talking about getting more no's than yeses, that sort of thing. And before the meeting started, Angela and 4 of her future managers arrived, just like within a minute of us starting. So she just found her seat, she got her team settled, and then we did the workshop. And then when I was done, I wanted to catch up with Ange. She was #1 in organizational sales in the entire Australia and New Zealand, and just a really dynamic leader. So I wanted to catch up with her. So I catch her after the meeting, and I feel like really good. You just got done doing a great workshop. You feel really good. And I catch Ange, and I was like, "Hey, Ange, how's it going?" She goes, "I had a bad day today." And I thought, "Well, excuse me, I just killed myself for 2 hours here, and you're going to tell me you had a bad day?" Is what I was thinking in my head. So I thought, oh. And with Angela, I had whatever you say, I had to make sure I was saying the right thing to her. Does that make sense? She's one of those very competitive, top leader, powerful, whatever. And so anyway, so I just said to her, I said, "Well, why? What happened?" She goes, "I got 32 no's today." I said, "You got 32 people to say no to you?" She goes, "Yeah, I had called more than 32 people, but I actually spoke to 32 people today, and I got 32 no's." And I said, "What were you looking for?" She goes, "I wanted to schedule 2 interviews." She goes, "I had a goal before I came here tonight, before I saw you tonight. My goal was to have 2 interviews scheduled into the week so that I was recruiting 2 people into my team." And I said, And she goes, "I got 32 no's, number 33 and number 34 said yes." But she goes, "I got 32 no's," and she goes, I don't get 32 no's. And I just looked at her and thinking to myself, I still don't understand what the problem is. So then it hit me like a ton of bricks what to say to this woman, this incredible leader in the company. And I just looked at her and I said, "Angela, that's why you're #1. I said, "That's why you're #1. You didn't stop until you got what you were focused on for the day." I said, "Because the reality is, across the rest of Australia and New Zealand, the average director, she'll get 10 no's and she'll quit for the day. Well, this doesn't work." And I said, "That's why you're #1. And as soon as I said to her, "That's why you're #1, guess what? Big smile on her face. She stood tall on her heels. Anyway, I bring her up because she's on my mind. She messaged me yesterday. Her and her family are coming to Orlando, and she's asked me for some input, and as to where to go and what to do, and if I'll spend some time with them when they're here. So I'm looking forward to spending a day, or part of a day, or whatever she'll give me with her and her husband Raymond and their 3 children at Disney World. So they're coming here next year, so I'm excited about that. And I'll post it on Facebook, and I'll be like, "This is the lady who got 32 no's." Anyway, all right. Do you want to know my secret to success?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to know it just to know it, or do you want to know it to use it?
No.
Oh, Well, then I have to charge you. Just kidding. Like I said, Vicki and Linda have already negotiated this. And seriously, in that $10 fee that not only did you get pizza and all of this valuable training, you're getting Chris's Secret to Success, which normally my agent doesn't allow me to share this. So, thank you for laughing. All right, here it is. More equals more. Oh, come on, Chris, that's a simple one. No. This, more equals more. I want you to write this one like at the top of your notes in capital letters. More equals more. Do you ever sit at rally and you look at, one of the tops in personal sales or a top manager or a top director and just go, Well, everything she touches turns to gold. That's why she's number one all the time. No, here's the reality. Carol, I know you've been in Tupperware and had a very long and successful career and continue to do so. When Carol stands up at rally for personal sales or whatever, she doesn't stand there and say, her personal sales and 43 no's this week. She doesn't tell you how many no's she gets or that she got for her sales, right? Peggy, the same thing. Peggy's recognized at rally and tops in sales. Judy, the rest of our directors here, our managers, Ruthie. I'm sure she gets a lot of no's as well, right? Not everybody's going to say yes. But here's the thing. The person who stands on stage who's Angela Tatunji, tops in recruiting. Why? She got 32 people to say no. She kept pushing through. What you never hear us say at a Jubilee, we really should do this at a Jubilee sometime. Recognized number one in sales and had 3,822 no's to get through. Because then you would sit there with your 5 or 6 no's for the week and go, I'm putting in this much versus they're putting in that much. More equals more. More no's are going to get you more yeses. More no's are going to get you more yeses. More parties are going to get you more sales. More parties are going to get you more dating. More parties are going to get you more recruits. Right? Talk to more people about the Smart Multi-Cooker. Some of you are going to leave here today and recruit 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Why? Because you're going to talk to more people than the person who recruits at 0 to 1. Does that make sense? So more equals more. Would you agree? Yeah. So when you're sitting there and you're working your Tupperware business, consultants and managers, when you're working your Tupperware business and you throw your hands up, oh, this doesn't work, right? Because you got 6 no's. Just remember, more equals more. Put the phone down, walk away from your Tupperware business, go outside, get some fresh air, reset your mind, come back in, pick up the phone. Why do you think I put 20 no's in front of you? Go get 20 no's. When you leave here today, go get 20 people to say no to dating a party. Offer to people. You just make a list, 1 to 20, and you just keep writing just the no's down. If somebody buys something, don't put them on your 20 no list. Somebody dates a party, you don't put them on your 20 no's. The only names that go on the 1 to 20 are the people who actually said no. And when you read that Facebook post that I mentioned earlier, you're going to see where, Chris, I got 20 no's, I got 2 parties dated and sold 600. So what's my response? Go get 20 more no's. Hello? Right? And there's no gift attached to it. No gift attached to it. I will not give gifts for doing a job, like getting 20 no's, right? The gift that you get is the gift of confidence. Because those first 6 or 7 phone calls sound really choppy. And then the middle, you're starting to smooth it out. And those last 6 phone calls, it's like boom, boom, boom. And here's what happens when you get to 10 no's. Once you get to 10 no's, you're halfway there and you're actually kind of getting excited. I'm halfway there. I'm almost done. I'm turning the corner. And then somebody says yes, and you're like, no, I'm working on my nose. What do you mean you'll date a party? I'll get back to you later. I got to find 6 more no's. So have fun with it. Anyway, more equals more. Make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Going to talk to you about creating an opportunity culture. I'll share with you, there's certain people that cross your path in your Tupperware business that really make an impact on you. For me, it was a regional vice president. Some of you may remember Jim Patterson from a long time ago. I was a brand new manager and had my 4 consultants, and we were doing the minimum requirements to get a minimum bonus. And I remember Jim was at a rally we were doing, and he was writing some notes, and they just said, hey Jim, my team's hit that level. He never lifted his head. He just kept writing, and he goes, Chris, remind me how much that pays. And in that split second, I thought, holy mackerel, I'm celebrating the minimums. certainly wasn't what I wanted to do. And when Jim said that, I didn't like him, quite frankly. When he said that, because I was like, oh, he's all excited. It's like, oh, you just popped my balloon. Like, why would you do that? Anyway, rally went on, and then when rally was done, that whole rally, I just kept looking at him going, I don't like you. You're not a nice man anymore. So anyway, everybody leaves. I'm walking Jim out to his car, and I said, Jim, what am I not doing? You made a comment. He goes, yeah, it was on your face all night long, by the way. In case you read my body language. And he said, Chris, you're not recruiting. I said, I'm not recruiting. I got my 4 people. I did what I got 4 to become a manager, and that's what it was at the time, so I did it. He goes, no, you're not recruiting beyond that. And he goes, I want you to call Stephanie Seavey. And Stephanie was a top manager in Rhode Island, and from a different distributorship, which I didn't know her to do that. And he just gave me her phone number, and he said, call her. And in 11 minutes, she sent me straight on this. And some of you might remember Stephanie Seavey. Yeah, she sent me straight on this about the opportunity. And that was within 3 months, we went from 4 people to 12 people on the team. And then we finished the year with 55 in the unit, right? Because I switched gears and went to an opportunity culture. So if you're sitting here today as a consultant about to become a manager, listen carefully. If you're a manager sitting here today and you want to kick your business up a notch, listen with both ears. Be present, right? And directors, I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. So if you really want to lift your business, more is going to equal more when we talk about sharing the opportunity. When I talk about creating an opportunity culture, here's what I mean by it. So I'll help the managers and the directors with this one. So a consultant calls you to say, oh, I just had an $800 party last night, woohoo, right? Or tonight, maybe they call you on their way home from a party. Do you ever have that happen? Yeah. And then what do? Woohoo, you go girl, whatever, like, good for you. I used to do that, like, wow, great, cool. I'm thinking, well, that's 800 closer to getting to our minimum this month. We're 800 closer to the minimum, right? I'm just keeping it real. I did the same thing. So then I learned how to turn that around. So when a consultant calls and says, I had an $800 party, I celebrate the moment for a second. That's awesome, fantastic, way to go. Tell me about the datings. So we work on that. And then the very next question, to create an opportunity culture, I say to my consultant, share with me, who did you find at the party tonight that you offered the opportunity to? Ooh. Oh, Chris, I was so busy, I didn't have time, there was a lot of kids running around, it was chaotic, I really didn't get a chance to do that. And then I say right then and there, great, do me a favor, start on the left side of the room, go around to the right, and tell me something about each person that was at the party and why you think they'd be great in Tupperware. I'm just like, I'm picking that consultant's mind, she's so hot, or he's so hot after doing that party, and they're driving home. Now I'm talking about, well, who's gonna join our team? And it's like, oh, I had all I can do to get the orders and get the datings and get out of there. Okay, that's fair, we've all been there. Probably more often than not. But then I just redirect the conversation to say, because I've created an opportunity culture in my head as the leader, and therefore I press it down. Does that make sense? So you can redirect that conversation. I'll share with you, I believe that the more you do something, the better you get at it. So coming back to the US business, starting 6 weeks ago as a regional for the Rocket region, I've said to the business leaders, like, hear me loud and clear. If we're not talking about recruiting and promoting, we're not talking. Like, I seriously, there are other parts of the business that they need answers for. I'm not the answer guy. You're better off getting the answer from someone else, because the best thing I can do is take my time to talk to you about who and how, and we're gonna recruit more, we're gonna promote more. So if I stay focused on the main things that'll grow each company and grow the region, then I'm doing my job for the company. But if I start chasing, somebody had an issue with getting their license plate on their company car, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not the DMV. So do not come here for that. I can't help you, right? So seriously, even directors, you'll get this all the time. Your job title says Tupperware Director. It doesn't say Ask Jeeves. Like, you're not 411. You're not the information hotline. If something's posted on Tuppernet or somewhere or online where they can get to it, and someone's just lazy not to look that up, and it's easier just to call the manager or the director, you might answer the question, but redirect the call before you hang up. Okay, you got a party coming up tomorrow night. Make sure you're looking for someone to join our team, right? So just create that culture. They might be calling you for one reason, and you turn the call around, focusing on sharing the opportunity and building the team. Make sense? Now to the consultants in the room, that was a little insight for you. So next time you're calling your manager or your director, like with a question that you're like, I kind of sort of know the answer's out there somewhere online, but I just don't want to look it up. Just be prepared when you call your manager or your director that they're going to ask you questions about building the team. So you might want to look that one up yourself and save yourself that question if you don't want it. I'm just putting it out. Is that okay? Now, we are here to help you with those other questions. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. And I do help the business leaders to the best of my ability. Fortunately, for at least 6 months, I'm going to throw the new guy card down and just say, I don't know. That's a good question, I don't know. Because I don't. And if I take the time to go find out some things that are operational, it takes me away from the things that are creating a difference in the business. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about that as well. You don't, as a manager and a director, you don't have to know all that stuff. If it's posted somewhere or we can get an answer somewhere else, your job is recruit, promote, and sell, all right? Or sell, promote, recruit. Any figures? All right, so sharing opportunity. These slides are looking very familiar to you. So familiar, you just saw them a couple of hours ago. And I kept the slides the same because whether you're dating a party or sharing the opportunity, I use the same approach. This way we're not teaching you something new all over again. So this is going to be a good refresher for you. So the question is, I'm going to grab my silver tray. One of these days I'm just going to get a silver tray and travel with it. I'm getting my silver tray, and you're going to tell me right now, why should someone join Tupperware? What's the benefit for someone to join Tupperware?
Extra money.
Extra money. Why else? Flexibility. Why else? Be your own boss. Be a boss lady or a boss man. Why else? Discount. Never pay full price. You know what I say? Never pay full price for your Tupperware again. Say again?
Life-changing opportunity.
Life-changing opportunity. What else? Incentives. Now I got to use 2 hands. It's getting heavy. What else?
Socialization.
Socialization. Girlfriend time. Like right now, right? We're having fun. I'm sorry, someone said in the back.
Team building.
Team building. Yeah. Why else should someone join? Time. You see all the reasons we're adding? Right? Are we asking people to have social time, make extra money? Are we begging people to do that? Or are we just simply offering it? I'm offering it to you. You want to take it, great, fine. You don't, I'm moving on. Remember that, right? Don't get so to a point. Don't be this. Remember her? I'm sure she's a lovely lady. She got paid a lot of money to pose like that, too. She's getting a lot of royalties for that photo. Right? So when it comes to sharing the Tupperware opportunity, if you're a consultant here today and you're working to promote yourself to become a Tupperware manager, you're not asking someone to do you a favor and join your team so you can become a manager. No, 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 no. Let me rephrase it for you. You're promoting yourself to become a brand new Tupperware manager, and I'm so excited because I'm looking for people who are looking for more. This is what I would say at my Tupperware parties like tonight. So if you're sitting here in the room as a future manager, if you're a manager moving up to star or executive, if you're an executive manager moving up to director, if you're a director moving up to star director, whatever you want out of your business, if you're here to move your business forward, share that at your Tupperware parties. If you're here in this room today and you're working for Hemingway, my goodness, you gotta let the world know this. Like, it shouldn't be a secret that you're working for Hemingway. It shouldn't be a secret that you're working to become a manager. So I'll use, since we have more consultants in the room, I'll use that as an example. I'm a consultant working to become a manager. So I'll do that. You can apply it to whatever level you are and where you're moving up. Does that make sense? Oh, good. The sugar hasn't kicked in yet. The nap time hasn't kicked in yet. You guys are doing really good. All right. So I'm at my Tupperware parties. From tonight forward, I'm a consultant working to become a manager. And I'm going to wrap up my party at the end. I'm going to thank the guests for coming. I'm going to thank our host, Linda. And then I'm going to say, one more thing I forgot to share with everybody. I'm so excited. I've decided to promote myself and become a brand new Tupperware manager because it's going to do this for me and my family. And then fill in the blank. Got it? So I'm going to expand on that in a second. At the end of the party, I thank the guests. I thank the host. And then I say, oh, by the way, there's one thing I forgot to share with everybody. I'm so excited. I've decided to promote myself and become a Tupperware manager because I'm going to take my children to Disney next year, because we're going to do X, Y, Z, because I'm going to leave my JOB and be a stay-at-home parent. Because, whatever your reason is, do you got it? But if you just stop right there, think about it. You're sitting at a Tupperware party. You've got a JOB. And then in comes Mary Sunshine with her Tupperware kit bag, right? And doing the Tupperware demonstration and just super excited. You're sitting there going, what is this person on? They sniffing the plastic fumes? What's this person on? And then you hear those words, I've decided to promote myself. And all of a sudden, the people that are sitting in the party are going to say, how do you promote yourself? Because they can't go to their JOB tomorrow and say, yes, I'd like to promote myself. I'll take the corner office, and you can drop off my company car in the morning. I'd like to have it washed and detailed. Right? Try that one when you go to work Monday morning to your JOB. See what they say to you. They will keep you for entertainment. Oh my gosh, you gotta hear what Susie did this week. She demanded a company car. Would somebody please put her name outside on a parking spot for her? Right? It's not gonna happen. Right? Are you okay? Because if you need a minute, we'll... And the ladies' room's out the door to your right. Because we are not having accidents here.
Yeah, especially next to me.
Oh my gosh. What's your first name?
I'm Teresa.
Teresa. Not to be confused with Teresa.
Exactly.
You ended with an E, you ended with an N.
That's right.
TH?
No.
T.
She's an H. I'm not an H. I'm not Teresa.
If I could just have those little snippets of everywhere I go and put it all together, and then when we're at Jubilee, we're doing a meeting, I'll be like, here's the rocket region. All right. I know. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to encourage you to offer that. You're working for Hemingway. You get to the end of the party, you thank the guests, you thank the host, and say, by the way, I'm so excited. I'm working for an all-expense-paid trip to Myrtle Beach. Please say Myrtle Beach, because nobody knows where Hemingway is. If you tell them Hemingway, they're like, where's that? It's kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere. But I'm super excited to go. You say Myrtle Beach, and then they get it, and then you can tell them about Hemingway as a secretary. So now here, so just if you stop for a second right on that, how powerful does that sound? I'm working to promote myself, I'm working to earn an all-expense-paid trip. Some people are going to be sitting on the couch going, how do you do that? Then you follow up with this next thing. And I'm so excited because there's three ways that everyone here can help me get there. There's three things you can do today, 3 ways you can help me become a manager. Now, what do you think the people at the party are going to do? They're going to right? They're going to listen. First thing you can do is you can join my team. First thing you can do is join my team. I'm looking for people who are looking for more. Please don't say you can become a Tupperware consultant. Nobody wants to do that. You can join my team. If you sit there and say you can join Tupperware, here's what that sounds like to your guests. You can join Tupperware. Tupperware's over there. You join them, right? But I'm saying you can join my team. I'm bringing it right here. You can join my team. Does that make sense? Yes. So if you're sitting there saying, what you can do is you can join Tupperware, you can become a Tupperware consultant. Nope, nobody wants to hear that. What you want to say is, there's 3 ways you can help me become a manager. First option is to join my team. I'm looking for people who are looking for more. If you want to spend more time with your children, if you want to have more money to do the extras in life, if you're looking for more fulfillment in what you do, more social time, more girlfriend time, if you had a great time here tonight, you want to do that a couple times a week, a couple times a month, I'm looking for people who are looking for more. That's as easy as I say it. Isn't that what you're looking for? You're not looking for people to do nothing. We've got plenty of people who are doing that currently. And by the way, the quota's full. We'll let you know when we have an opening for people to do nothing. I'm waiting for you to catch on. Yeah, that's something to laugh at. Yeah, we've got enough people doing nothing. We're looking for people who are looking for more. Does that make sense? Did you just get that? There's a delayed reaction over here. The quota is full. In the event someone goes inactive and is dropped from my roster, I'll call you back. Because if you don't want to do anything, I'll get to you. But right now, you're on a waiting list. I don't have any room for you. I'm just kidding, never say that. Do not write that down. All right, so the first thing you can do is join my team. I'm looking for people who are looking for more. The second thing you can do, watch my word, listen to my word choices. The second thing you can do is what Linda did here tonight. Get together with your girlfriends over a glass of wine. You pick the recipe, I'll make it happen. Did I say host a party, date a party, or Tupperware? The second thing you can do tonight is what Linda did. Get together with your girlfriends over a glass of wine. You pick the recipe, I'll make it happen. Do you see how effortless that sounds? You can be a host and when you get 7 people, you'll get my keychain. Nobody wants your keychain. I hate to tell you. You want the keychain more than the people outside the Tupperware want the keychain. Sorry. And please don't hold a melon baller over someone's head. When you hit 1,000 in sales, you're going to get this multi-purpose melon baller. Linda will never be able to look at a melon baller again the same way. Steve's probably going to have to go home and throw every melon baller out of the kitchen now because Linda's just going to burst out laughing when she sees one. All right, do you get my point? All right, the second thing you can do is what Linda did, just what Linda did tonight. Get together with some of your girlfriends over a glass of wine. You pick the recipe, we'll make it happen. That's dating a Tupperware party. Got it? All right, and the third way you can help me become a manager tonight is go ahead and place an order for the products you fell in love with. What are they going to do at a party anyway? They're either going to join, date a party, or buy something, right? All I'm doing is putting that under the umbrella of you help me get promoted. You help me go to Hemingway. Make sense? Okay, now I'm going to share a story with you. Don't you love story time with Chris? All right, kids, gather around. It's story time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm back in the U.S., when I was in Australia, literally, I'd have people from the U.S. saying, "Chris, where are your crazy travel stories?" I'm like, "I'm in Australia. There's no crazy people here. They all get on the airplane. They all sit like this, and they drink wine." They serve wine free on their airplanes in Australia. Qantas, seriously, an hour flight from Melbourne to Sydney, they serve you lunch and wine on an hour flight. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Well, you're paying for it. Drink the wine. All right. Story time. Okay. The very first incentive trip that I earned was with Tupperware when I was a manager was a trip to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Did we go on that one together? Probably. It was in the 90s. Anyway, it was down to the last weekend. I needed one more recruit to join my team. Back then, a recruit wasn't a recruit unless they had a 6-party lineup. Hostess's name and address confirmed. Imagine that. So I said to my parents, I said, "Look, I'm going out delivering my parties. I'm going to convert one of these hosts. I got to get my last recruit." My parents went off to lunch. At lunch, they ran into the waitress, and at their table was a former Tupperware manager from our company who had left Tupperware, moved out of state, and this was at a time when they moved out of state, they couldn't stay connected to your business, blah, blah. And anyway, she had come back into the area, New Bedford, Massachusetts. And her name's Karen Punt. And Karen's talking to my parents, and she says, "What's Chris up to?" What do my parents do? They put it out there. Chris is working for an all-expense-paid trip to Mexico. He needs one more recruit. What do you think Karen says? "Tell Chris I'll come back and I'll do 6 parties so that he can earn his trip to Mexico." What do you think Chris said? Yay! Right, so I found out when I got home, my mom called me. She's like, "Look, Karen's going to sign." Karen, she goes, "I got Karen's information. Put her in the system. You got your last recruit. You're going to Mexico." Karen was coming in to do 6 parties. She was the 3rd manager I promoted that year to become VIP and get a gold caravan. Imagine the delight in my face when that gold caravan. That's another complete different story. Nothing wrong with a gold caravan. It just wasn't my choice of vehicle at the time. But anyway, and I didn't know it was being ordered. I was on the cash option. My mom switched me. She wanted the gold caravan. When the Dodge dealer called and said we got a delivery for Tupperware, I'm like, we didn't order. I don't have anything ordered. My parents hid the paperwork from me. And the guy says, yeah, no, it's gold caravan. I'm like, ooh, that's a VIP one. I'm like, we don't have any VIPs. It's just me. I'm on the cash option. And I said, what's the driver's name? And they're like, C. Stuchlap. I'm like, I said, hold on a second. Mom! She goes, honey, it'll be just fine. At the end of that year, 2 more managers promoted to VIP, married to go. But at any rate, so Karen was the 3rd manager I promoted that year. And Karen went on to have personal sales over 90,000. And yeah, and in 1999, when we sold, when my parents and I retired from the business and I went to work for Tupperware on corporate, Karen's personal sales were 120,000 for the year. Yeah. What did she do? A favor. No, she did a favor.
No, she just said yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a favor. She did a favor for me to get a trip. Little did we know, right? But how did she know we put it out there? I'm working for an all-expense-paid trip, right? You never know. So stop and think about it. I'm going to give you the psychology behind this. Not that I'm authorized to use that word. I have no degrees, but it sounded good. Stop and think about it for a second. You're a guest sitting at a party. You're going to place an order anyway, right? Most likely. And then you hear the consultant say, I'm going to do this woman to woman, so guys, bear with me for a second. You hear this woman that you really don't know, and standing in front of you say, I'm working to promote myself, and as women who support women, not women who tear women down, women who support women. You're sitting there like, rock on, you go girl. And then when you sit there and you say, you place an order tonight that's going to help me, you might not join, you might not date a party, but you know you're placing your order anyway, and then you have this in your heart, like, oh, I'm helping someone earn a trip to Hemingway, I'm helping someone, earn their dream, or get out of their job, right? Does that make sense? Helpful?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're working to become a Tupperware manager, you know that right now, that you're working to promote by the end of the month. If that's you and you got that fire in your belly that we talked about earlier, not indigestion from lunch. Similar but quite different. Similar but quite different. If you've got that fire in your belly and you know you're promoting, right? Then what I want you to do is start sharing that at your next Tupperware party. Sound good?
Yes.
Is there anybody sitting in the room right now that you know you are committed 1,000% you're going to Hemingway, or you're promoting, or a combination of both? Yeah, you know that. All right. So for those of you who are like overly committed, you know you're doing that. Then I'm going to take it one step further, and I'm going to challenge you today on your Facebook page to just put it out there to the world and to say, I'm so excited. I'm working for an all-expense-paid trip to Myrtle Beach, and I'm going to promote myself to a manager. Here's 3 things you can do to help me. Join my team. I'm looking for people who are looking for more. Schedule time for a smart cooking class. I'd love to show you and your girlfriends how to save. Blah 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 blah. Or check out my website, and see if there's something that you're interested in. Those are 3 ways that help me get there. I've been doing this on Zooms, and I'm so blown away by the number of managers and directors. And I saw a director, actually, I didn't know the directors were going to do this. I had 2 directors from one company. Each of them posted on Facebook they're working to become a star director. And they're just throwing it out there to the world so people will know that they're working to promote themselves. And it's just such a good news, good feeling to hear people are doing this. Right? In today's day and age where you turn on the TV and it's nothing but doom and gloom. Make sense? Okay, cool. All right, I've got to pick up the pace here a little bit. I'm going to do something for you guys. Do these chairs lock in?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do easy. No. I'll just do this. I'll do this.
Mine's in one.
No, then you'll have to stand.
Oh, no, I'll just throw it.
Oh, I got this one. I'll give it back to you, though. Oh, my goodness, there's a Bible.
Don't drop it.
Under all of them.
All right. I'm going to squeeze this in. I want to make sure we get this done. Then we're going to make sure that we're staying on time. Is that clock right? Gotcha. Okay. I told you I was going to help you with word choices to say when sharing the opportunity at a party. Interested?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, especially the consultants. Consultants, is it fair to say that you want to share the opportunity, you're just not quite sure what to say?
Yes.
So more often than not, we just kind of breeze over it and get the sales, work on the datings, and you might drop in a little tip here or there, but then for the most part, we don't know what to say, or that we're actually, they might ask us questions that we don't have answers to, and we're kind of like, eh. Fair to say? Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I thought. All right, so I'm a firm believer in this. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you go to a party, resistance is high and your credibility is low. Resistance is high, meaning you get those people who walk in, I've got more Tupperware than you, I'm just here because it's my sister-in-law, and if I don't show up, blah, 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 blah. Or they walk in and they're like, I don't need anything, I'm all set. Or I'm really busy. Like, they have to announce, so you don't even, like, because they've been tackled so many times at these parties. So I believe when you walk into a party, resistance is high, they don't even know you, so your credibility is low. So therefore, I want you to play it cool in the beginning of your parties. Don't offer to date, don't offer to join Tupperware in the first 3 minutes. You know, or does everybody know what an alley cat is? You know, have you ever seen an alley cat with their hunched back, tails up, right? So you're demonstrating or you're doing something, and then I hear Teresa say, "Oh, I hate my job," and I go, I pounce. Well, Teresa, you should join Tupperware because like I hear her. Now, hold on, Linda. I want you to envision an alley cat with a melon baller. Woo! Do you get what I'm saying? I hear Teresa, and all I do is I look over and I identify her, and then I talk to her at the end of the party. Right? At the end of the party. But your Brian might go to, oh, well, you should join Tupperware because we have options. We can be flexibility. You can do this, you can do that. And then there's a Jubilee, and did you know you can get a card? Stop. Nobody wants to hear any of that. Just make a mental note. Teresa doesn't like her job. Talk to her later. Got it? Remember, alley cat, don't pounce on people. And as you're doing that, I want you to go, carrying on pouncing, and dial it back, okay? Now, halfway, I believe halfway or 2/3 of the way through the party is a good time to share a little bit about why you love Tupperware. Resistance is coming down. They're laughing with their friends. They let go of whatever happened at work. They let go of the children fighting. They let go of whatever happened at home. Maybe they had half a glass of wine or a bottle. And they're feeling comfortable. You got it? Do you know, if I talk about the bubble at a party, do you know what the bubble is? Do you know how the host and her friends are in the bubble and you're on the outside? Do you know that point of the party halfway, 2/3 of the way through where you're in the bubble with them? You notice you started out here, a little awkward, but then you're going through the features and the benefits, and all of a sudden they're going, oh, I didn't know that. Really? And then they're chopping, they're prepping, and then it's going in the microwave, and they're like, wow, that smells good. Resistance is coming down, your credibility is going up. Make sense? So I believe halfway or 2/3 of the way through the party is when you should share the opportunity. Okay? Got it? Now, here's what's going to happen. This is my party. That's about the average attendance I get. Yeah. Look, if you're not getting 60, if you're not getting at least 60 at your party, you'll have to come back to my next training. We'll talk about that. Anything under 60. Why go if there's only 48 people? All right. Halfway or 2/3 of the way through the party, let me establish it. For the most part, if they're sitting in the lounge or the living room, and I'm standing and talking and I'm demonstrating, I'm holding products, right? I'm the teacher, you're the student. This is the relationship we have going on. Does that make sense? I'm demonstrating, you're sitting there. I might be passing the product around or whatever, but for the most part, I'm playing the role of the teacher, you're playing the role of the student. Make sense? What I try to do is find an empty chair, a spot on the couch, or if it's a really busy living room, even if I could just kneel by the coffee table. So like if there's extra chairs or whatever, I'll put something on one of the chairs and kind of reserve it for myself without the host realizing it. And then when I get to this part of the party, I just kind of move my stuff off the chair. So what I'm about to do, I would highly recommend you do record it. So I'll give you a second to grab your phones. How good is the board having your hands? What's happening on Facebook? What's the score of the game? All right. There you go. All right. Now, you might, because I'm gonna sit down in a second, so you might, if you're in the back, you might need to stand, but I don't want you to write. I want you to listen, and then we're going to play a game when I'm done of what you heard, okay? So we're halfway, 2/3 of the way through the party. We're demonstrating, just got done demonstrating. Maybe we put this in the microwave, and I grab my water bottle, and this is what it might sound like. So I just grab a chair and I change from standing to sitting, right? And I'm gonna go, this is what I might say. I want to take the next couple of minutes and I want to share with you why I love Tupperware. For me, I went to a Tupperware party about 3 years ago. It was a fun girls' night in. Really enjoyed getting out of the house, getting away from the little ones. And what I found was that if I joined Tupperware, not only could I make some extra money with Tupperware, but I would also never pay full price for Tupperware again. So I decided to join. As I mentioned, we've got 2 little ones at home, and I'm a stay-at-home parent. I love Tupperware because it allows me to meet new people, make new friends, share amazing recipes and features and benefits about our product, and it gives us the extra. It gives us the extra that we're looking for so that we can do the extra things as a family without touching our savings or using our credit cards. So I really love that Tupperware has done that for us. I also, another thing I love about Tupperware is all about choices. You get to choose, like when you join my team, you get to choose how soon you want to make money, how often you want to make money, and you get to choose how you're going to share our Tupperware products with your friends and family. But the cool part is you get me. Right? So I take you by the hand and I show you what someone showed me. So I love that Tupperware is all about choices. And then the last thing I would share very quickly is Tupperware is the perfect fit. Tupperware is a perfect fit. You might be an executive sitting here tonight, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you're an empty nester. Or maybe you're just stepping out for the very first time on your own. If you're looking to meet new people, make new friends, earn extra money, step away from a job and have more of a fulfilling career, drive a company car and travel, whatever you're looking for, Tupperware is the perfect fit. I'd love to tell you more about it after the party. Speaking of the party, then I just get up and we've got 2 more products to demonstrate. All right, so we can stop recording there. I'm going to put this Bible back here. Very quickly, I'm running tight on time. Very quickly, but this is the most important segment, so I'm sorry. I just want to hear from a couple of you. What did you hear me say? What were some of the sound bites you say again? 2 children at home. Was anybody able to relate to that? Yes. What else did you hear me say?
You were relating to how you have a busy life and you have children and you have to take care of responsibility and how to approach your life in a positive way.
Was anybody able to relate to that? Okay.
I hear that you're our boss, you do it on your time.
Okay. Did anybody relate to that? Somebody back here was saying more.
No, I'm sorry,
Same thing.
Choices.
Choices. How do the choices make you feel?
Options.
Yeah.
Not pressure.
If you haven't, by the way, if you haven't figured this out by now in life, I'm so glad I'm here today. Women like choices. You should just know that. Women like choices. Right? What else did you hear me say?
And if you'd like to have any other information, if you're interested, please come to me after the party.
Let me, overall, how did it sound? Relatable? Relaxed? How many of you were disappointed that I stopped and stood up and went back to demonstrate? Like, you could have listened for another minute. Yeah. I was very intentional not to go on for 5 minutes. I want you to be sitting there going, well, tell me more. Nope, got to demonstrate. Short, sweet, simple, 2 minutes. That's all it really is 2 minutes, right? I'm going to flip it around. What did I not say that you were waiting for me to say?
Join the team.
Join the team. I did say you can, when you join my team, I did say that, but I didn't say, please join my team, right? I did not say sign up.
Did you want to sell to them?
Did you want to become a friend?
Why did I not say any of that?
It's not personal.
No, I'll tell you why. All of that is right, but I'm going to tell you. The reason why I didn't tell them about parties, the kit, and all that, who cares? Who cares? In that moment, does anybody ask me that?
No.
Nope. Is anybody raising their hand saying, I want to join, tell me more? Nope. So why would I tell people, well, to get started, it's just $39 down, and then you do a grand opening party. I'm going to come help you do that. Oh, you need to get parties dated. Then you got the Confidence Star program. You can earn all this extra software. Blah, 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 blah. Then you get to meet my business leader. We're going to have a sales meeting. And then, who cares? Who cares? Too much, right? At this stage of the game, I said, I'm going to sit down and tell you why I love Tupperware. Why did I sit down?
To get to their eye level.
Eye to eye, heart to heart. When you are eye to eye, heart to heart, leave the minutia out. Minutia is Italian for the stuff. Leave it all out. If I was selling one thing, if there was one thing I was selling, what was I selling when I sat down? My lifestyle. My lifestyle. And my lifestyle does not come in a bag full of plastic for $39 down. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I'm not being disrespectful to our company. If I knew then what I do now, I'd give you $5,000 for that same bag of Tupperware that's something worth $500 or whatever it is. Right? If I knew then what I knew now. Right? So don't go to the $39 down and operators are standing by and you get a smartphone and all this sort of stuff. Because when you sit there for 2 minutes, I want you to do 3 things. Here's the 3 things I want you to write down. 1, and do I have everybody's permission if we go 5 minutes over?
Yep.
Yep.
I know we're going to try to end 3 minutes early. All right, so much for that. Well, you all took an extra 13 minutes for lunch, so we're reclaiming that back. Anyway, all right, first thing I want you to do, just in your notes, you're sitting down heart to heart, eye to eye, you got that part, right? 3 things. I think I have it on the next slide here. Take 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, let your heart sing. Just let your heart sing. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to talk about why. Why you joined and why you love Tupperware. That's a different script for every single person in this room. Why you joined, be very honest, just tell them why you joined. You may have joined just for the discount. You may have joined just to do your pantry with no intentions of doing anything else. Tell them that. My goodness, I joined because I was just going to do my pantry and quit. My mom was doing 6 parties to get the kit. Back in 1971, I stand in front of you today because of a result of her decision to stay in. She kept getting parties, so she couldn't leave. Right? Never leave with a full day book. So number 1, why you love Tupperware, why you join and why you love Tupperware. Just you from your heart. Number 2, tell them there's choices. The choices that I said was you choose how soon you want to make money, you choose how often you want to make money, you choose how much you want to make. You choose. Right? But you get me. You get me when you join my team. And then the third one was perfect fit. Tupperware's the perfect fit for whatever you're looking for. You might be an executive, a stay-at-home. I just kind of look around the room. If you have a bunch of 28 to 32-year-olds, please don't say empty nester. They're not there yet. You got to relate to the room. But overall, this is what I hear from people. Chris, I don't want to be pushy. Chris, I don't want to shove Tupperware on people. Then don't. Don't. But just sit down and be cool about it. Just have a conversation. Be one with the girls. Make sense? Got it? Some of you may know Joan Maimonis, one of the top leaders in our company out of the greater Boston area, now a business leader. I did a Zoom training with her group, and I did this on recruiting. Joan calls me the other week. She goes, Chris, I did a party and I did what you said, and I got a recruit. I'm like, stop, pause, rewind. What? And she goes, well, I did a party, and she goes, I sat down and I just talked for 2 to 3 minutes. She goes, I didn't even talk about the kit or any other stuff. And one of the ladies goes, at the party goes, can I join? I want to be part of what you're doing. Like, I'm looking for that. Didn't even have to talk about the kit or whatever else we're offering as a bonus. Got it? Yeah. Guess who's teaching this to her company right now? With her new future managers. She's taking them to parties. You sit down for 2 minutes. You just let your heart sing. Don't get into all the details. Then when I get to the end of the party, I do my 3-step close. Oops. Wasn't me. Then just do the 3-step close at the end of the party, which is I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank our host. You have 3 choices tonight. Join my team. To join my team at Tupperware, let me just take a quick minute and let you know. You can see it in the catalog. There's a picture of our kit. It's $39 down. Then you might just take a second and kind of explain a little bit, very quickly. For those of you who are Tupperware curious, what it takes to be a Tupperware consultant, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, getting started with me. Right? Your second option tonight is to do what Linda did, get together with your friends. Your third option, place an order for what you fell in love with. It's as easy as I make it. Make sense?
Yes.
Sound good?
Yes.
All right. The other slides is a little bit more detailed training. I don't want to go that deep. and we're at the 2 o'clock mark. So I want to wrap up by doing our little exercise, and then I think you guys had some drawals to do. Is that right? Do you want me to fast forward through these to get to your slides? Or we're okay with that? I think we're okay with that.
We're getting these slides, Chris, is that right?
You have them. You do have them. Okay.